5 of the 199 podcast. It's been 1 month. Can you guys believe that? 1 month. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Mo Zamboni,
Hey, hey.
Naganal.
How's it going?
Naganal was talking about Kevin G before the stream.
No, I
He's
wasn't.
very excited about having him on next week.
No, I'm not.
Yo Pops, our slickest Asian in town, the hitman, James Bond 2.0. And ADF, the man of the hour, I guess, the man of the year, because your trial has been happening for a long time now, and we finally had a few updates today to go over later.
Not guilty.
Not guilty? Oh, you're going to blame the woman for it?
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I see. And tonight we're actually joined by a special guest, Luke, I hope I said this right, Kozwelski. I'm going to say Kozwelski. Luke Kozwelski. He's an artist and a comic book artist. And hey, Luke, what's up?
Hello there. And it's pronounced Korolovich, actually, but, it's a better first try than other people.
Korolovich.
Closer,
Okay.
closer.
We're going to run with that. Let me see who's in. We got a ton of people in the chat. I'm backed up. Oh, yeah, Shaka Zulu, he sees what's on screen, Sydney Sweeney has brought the boys to the stream, okay? Corey's here for them, too. Yeah, everyone. Guys. Everyone's here for Mo Zamboni's special Sydney Sweeney thumbnail.
That's what you're gonna say for his boobs.
Look at the size of those
Wow.
fun bags. They're fun, all right. Hello, guys. Okay, so tonight we've got Luke to talk about artist stuff and his comic, but we also have a bunch of news which I didn't even really know about until earlier today, with the Act Man, or as he's being called, Act Ma'am. Going after Az, and there's a lot of controversy and a lot of hypocrisy which has resurfaced with that today, which we'll go over that, and then later we'll go over Alec Baldwin's trial, because that's obviously a very relevant issue, especially with the man, the finger on the trigger being here. But Luke, what's going on in the artist world, or what have you been up to as an artist?
Well, for me, what I've been up to is the comic that I first conceived of it in 2021 when COVID lockdowns were first starting to end. And now I'm actually really in the process of drawing the 60 pages I set out for myself. So yes, my comic that I hope to be the first of a series, and it's titled Tanya, Lady of the Blade. I currently, yesterday, finished drawing page 27. I'm in the middle of page 28, which I will have and display on my stream tonight at 10 Eastern, as well as drawing Mankind, because my next convention appearance is going to be at Astronomicon, which is going to be taking place in Michigan on April 12th to the 14th, and Mankind himself, Mick Foley, is going to be one of the guests there, so got to have artwork ready for the people who are there.
Nice. So 60 pages, that's a lot to draw. How many days would you say it takes you per page?
I can do, if I really cram, I can do 3 pages in a single day like I did this Sunday.
Okay, and I imagine some pages are obviously more complex and take longer to do, where some might be easier.
Yes, it's really that is definitely something that's easy. There's always those kind of pages that anybody who's like been working for Marvel and DC back when we had a Civilization for years would say, yeah, there are those pages that are something where time and or figuratively speaking, the budget you put into them. Yeah, this is the page where I'm just trying to speed through it versus other ones where, okay, this is the big complex thing. I really have to go and put the extra time into this. You don't want to put too much time into it, or then you wind up being work ethic deprived, like Edith Van Sciver, who takes 3 years and a whole lot of pie to finish a comic that's not as long as what I've been making.
So Luke, I don't suppose you have a sketch pad on hand, do you? Because Down Upwards has a very special request. I don't know if you'd be able to oblige him.
I actually would have to. That was something actually I would be able to do, but a sketchpad on hand. I actually do have a sketchpad, but I'd have to I'd have to go off cam for a little bit, and I can actually
tune into Luke's streams for that, Down Upwards. Maybe he'll do it on stream sometime. We'll see.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much most nights on my streams, weeknights at 10. I'm there, and bam, bam, bam. I've got some boobs. These days, if it's not what I'm actually drawing on the stream, then it's me showing the latest page of Tanya. And well, the lead character, the title character, is drawn to look like a Sable of WWE fame. You know, the lady who did Playboy twice in 1999. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And I've got a lot of artwork of Tanya available in my art store, including a bunch of color and pen and ink work of her. On some of it, yeah, you would get to see the Jubblies. Some of them maybe even fully nude.
Wow. Thanks for the compliment, Malty. Yeah, guys, let me know in chat. Do you like this better or my kitchen background better? Because the trade-off is like my kitchen has better lighting, but we actually have like a background here, which I spent like most of the day setting up. I do have some other lighting options, so I'll switch up the lighting like halfway through the stream and just see what looks best. But for now, we're kind of stuck with poor facial quality in exchange for like a better background lighting. But guys, the first topic of the night is the Act Man, and someone you might know as, he's from Australia. He's a Kiwi. And about 6 months ago, Az had this just epic, phenomenal rant about pronouns because he was playing Starfield, a game by Sweet Baby Inc., which has been involved in a lot of controversies recently. And Az just got to a point where he was like 7 hours into the stream, he'd just been faced with a female who was telling him that she's like a clone of a guy and what her pronouns are. And he just had enough. He went on this phenomenal rant about pronouns. And then the Act Man had a bit of a response to Az's rant. And you might say his response is a bit too much. Here we go. Gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crying because Starfield lets you pick pronouns at the start of the game, and then it's never brought up again, which is clearly not true because this rant is 7 hours into the game. If you've done any research at all,
27 hours, by the way.
20. Oh, sorry, my bad. 27 hours.
It was
so
actually,
this is clearly wrong.
It was several clips put together in Dan Bath's clip that he put out. So they were different time frames of the game.
So are you saying Ackman didn't do any research at all before tweeting this?
I don't believe that he did, and he's pretending like he doesn't know still.
The man knows nothing about anything and pretends that he's important when really he's just defending women, people, places, or things. That wouldn't touch him to piss on him to put out a fire.
And so he continues by saying, somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack someone.
Confession through projection, sweetheart. That's what I have to say to Mr. Actmam.
Indeed.
Let me say that, sorry, one more time. Somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack someone.
I doubt Ackman would know what end of the gun to grab to shoot it. Let's be serious.
He clearly has some anger issues, and let's just remember that what I've just said there, what he's just said here, because we're going to go, and I'm going to pull up a little clip of evidence. This is from earlier today, actually, and this is him on a stream with some guy named Tommy, and he says something which directly contradicts that tweet he put up. You see? Okay. So this was from earlier today.
On this, how do you get a fight with heel versus babyface? I don't get it.
I think they perceived that I was being hypocritical, or that because it goes back to like the Starfield stuff. Okay. I think they got the gist that I was defending the pronoun inclusion option in Starfield, but I was really just trying to say, hey, this is the least of Starfield's problems. This is not an example of how it makes the game worse.
Okay, so hey, I was just trying to say, hey, there's a lot wrong with Starfield, and pronouns aren't one of them. That's all he was trying to say, guys. He had no other intentions. He didn't say anything else. Somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack someone. Thoughts?
Almost sounds like a veiled threat, if anything.
Sounds like if somebody even remotely joked about that aimed at him or somebody whose panties he wants to sniff, he'd be trying to get the cops called on that guy.
Yep, yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
From everything that I've been watching from Ackman, I never was like a subscriber or anything like that, but he comes off as someone that goes wherever the wind goes as far as the culture war is, and he's come full circle now. So,
man, Ackman looks
it's
like
funny
he
you should say that
himself.
Huh? He goes where the wind blows, huh?
He's Mary Poppins of woke crap.
That means that
I'm sure
principles.
I'm sure Ackman blows a lot of stuff. I'm sure a lot of things.
probably 36 in a row if he ever gets into an argument with somebody he's in a relationship with, then whoever it was, or if somebody ever is just like a friend that yells at him, will go, try not to suck any dick on our way in the parking lot.
That's right.
He really is a
that works for Polygon.
He really is a feeble-looking man.
Yeah.
Man, and I use those terms.
Oh, he's a man, huh? That's
37.
Man?
The Axeman sucked 37 Polygon pronoun dicks in a row.
And it wouldn't even be this bad if he didn't keep digging the hole deeper for himself every single day.
Yeah, the problem with people like Actman is because he's inauthentic, he's unable to detect authenticity, which is why he misread the room when Az decided to actually, say, well, not actually. This is what Az does. He says it with feeling and gusto, and he's like, "Oh, well, the Starfield's popular right now. I think I must, I need to opine on this and call him a gorilla." And it's just like, no, you're full of shit, and people that are full of shit cannot tell when other people are not full of shit. So that's why he got buried.
Amplify that. Look, this was September 23rd, okay? So he hopped on and did this to shit on Az because Starfield was popular at the time. Not promoting Starfield, but saying Starfield is cool. People who hate pronouns are lame. That was what was cool back then. And now recently, there's a lot of stuff that's come out about Sweet Baby Inc. and about their diversity hires and how they operate as a company, and a lot of bad controversies surrounding them. So now the current cool thing to do to get the views and get the people, get the likes, is to go against Sweet Baby Inc. And Actman has done just that. And he has proved what a hypocrite he is by posting this. So I started looking into this Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and I cannot fathom why game studios would hire a narrative consultant group. Isn't that what lead writers are for? Why not just hire a better writing team and keep it in-house? Laughed my ass off. Does anything about this seem hypocritical to you guys?
Yeah, I don't know too much about this whole thing other than when I was on Mo's Reluctant Rebel show, shout out. And, I just have a kind of basic understanding of this. But what really pisses me off is guys like, the Act Ma'am here, who he doesn't have a consistent view on anything. I mean, just like we said earlier, this guy just goes wherever the, cocks blow, and then he just puts his mouth on it. So.
Yeah, like I said, he just is an inauthentic person, and he just tries to, there's grifting, which is like, we're grifting because we want to make money. Then there's like literally grifting, like I'm just chasing all the stories, and I have no stake in any of this, and I don't care. I'm just doing it so I can get followers. There's like, once again, there's authentic, and then there's Actman. Actman is a fake person who says fake shit to get likes, and I'm glad the light's being shined upon him at the moment.
Well, just look at the statement. It's like he's copying the Wikipedia summary of something that he would hear a quote-unquote alt-right YouTuber that actually has a real authentic audience that would follow them wherever they go, and then putting it towards his Twitter.
Yeah, and Tim's got the inside scoop. Tim's sources from Disney Eagle Finder said the Actman is possibly a closeted Raylo and a vegan. Anyone else can confirm that? I think we can.
I don't think he's a
That's the
closeted
face of a
vegan.
guy who's ever eaten red meat in his life. No way.
I was going to say that the guy looks like
a different kind of meat.
Oh, he does get some meat in his mouth. It's not the red kind.
It's IGN reporters. It's IGN editors giving him a job, possibly. So he, does what Jennifer Lawrence did to win an Oscar, playing a tortured widow when she still should have been playing high school cheerleaders for another 10 years.
Yeah, Actman is miscast. I agree with Luke. He's miscast as a man, as a person, and as somebody that follows. So.
And what's funny too is I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think Az brought up Sweet Baby Inc. before anyone else did. Like only like a month after before his epic rant came out. So
he was certainly amongst the first. He was. There was rumblings and stuff like that, and I keep a close eye on that stuff because I'm very much paying attention to what's going on as far as the culture war and all that stuff. and the rumblings. I'm like, I loved the first Spider-Man, and I wanted to play Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, what is wrong with Mary Jane's face? And then I was like a few of us were just like, what? But yeah, Az was definitely amongst the first. I would call him that for sure.
Like Ian said, this guy got attention from the game and his reaction to Az. He's trying to stay relevant and get a second 15 minutes of fame because he got initial attention from going against Az and quote unquote pro the game. And now that it's on brand or fun, you can get the views for going against the game. He's just switching it up because it doesn't matter what he says. He's not a genuine person. It seems very obvious that he's very hypocritical and just cares about going with whatever's going to get him the most attention at the time.
He doesn't care about actually having any real ethics or morals or talent or intellect or soul or heart. He just feels like he wants to win. He's Vosh with an accent that's less grating. And in this, the act man is smart enough to not wave his lolly in your face, knowing that because of his politics, he'll get away with flaunting his cuties fan fiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Act Man comes off as a gerbil type person, not a horse type person. If you catch my drift.
Oh. I don't know.
So as we get more into this, for anyone who doesn't know, Mahler has been heavily involved in this as well because Az and Actman were having correspondence back and forth because Actman wanted to get Az on a stream to talk about this and generate more content from it. And they were using Mahler as an intermediary, which was not made public because why would you make that public? Why would you make private conversations like that public? But then after a lot of stuff, which we'll get into about that, came to light, Ackerman just went ahead and just said, yeah, Mahler's involved. He's the intermediary, and I'm about to leak all of the private messages we've had. So a complete, betrayal of trust, and we'll get into that more. But Ackerman has really just revealed who he is as a person, and it really does show how good and actually genuine Mahler and Az are, by comparison.
So if you show that tweet that I just put in the private there, that's what led up to him creating the response video that basically he talked about all the private messages. Memology called him out saying how it's going and, or how it started versus how it's going.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic meme template right there.
Yep. Absolutely. And he got absolutely dogpiled in that. So.
Yeah, and he tried to present himself as everybody can get something wrong. Everybody can, you should have been there a long time ago.
That's the kind of excuse he makes for himself, so that when he gets caught for something, the man who's all gung-ho and this is the absolute, you need to do better, then if he gets a mistake, then suddenly he's all now using moral relativism to explain away something wrong he did.
And we actually have some live footage of the Act Man right now. So he just released this. This is his current position. He's showing off his true colors, one could say. That his colors represent, the identity within him and how he feels about himself.
Perfect color.
Yeah.
Any way the wind blows.
Any way the wind blows.
Except the windsock has more character and personality.
Yeah, windsock has some use. It saves lives.
Yes,
Let's just keep that in mind.
I tried to give that windsock as little personality as possible, but it still wasn't. It was still too much personality. By the way, I drew that. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. I can't hang with Luke, but I can at least try. So
next time, do it with a hotel napkin and a crayon to really capture his vapid arrogance and stupidity.
I have both of those in my house. I can make that happen.
I've got a basic generic brand and a Crayola band of crayons in my basement. Both of them are 99 cents. Maybe the next time I ought to order out from like Outback Steakhouse or something, I'll keep the napkins and doodle one on that.
I was gonna say I have some Applebee 3-packs that I'm keeping around just for such an occasion. So
yeah, that was cute. I remember Doug Tanaple did a video on like his art channel where he just took the little 3-pack of crayons to show. See, anyone could draw. Doesn't matter what the materials are. There you are.
Yeah. So I know you don't have too much time and as an artist myself, I always love asking this of people, and I'd love to hear what you have to say since we're talking not about the highest art, on a napkin with crayons, but aside from that, what would you I what are your influences? Like I love talking art theory. Who are your favorite artists? What made you want to get into it? Classically, who are your favorite artists?
Well,
Like when talking about like way back in the day, what made you get into what you want to get into?
Well, if anything, actually, it was back when I was still living in Orlando. There was this comic shop I go to, and it was the 20th anniversary reprint of the X-Men #1, the Jim Lee X-Men #1. And I thought, well, okay, there I see people come and go. At conventions and at comic shops with original artwork like that. When I first really figured out YouTube, one of the things I first really discovered was looking at the work of all of those guys in the Comic Book Greats video series, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, and I thought, well, maybe there's something I could do with this myself. So I just started jotting down my own little like comic strip on basic printing paper that then I would like get 10 copies of at a FedEx office and try to sell them. And then I tried to become more ambitious, and where that money started getting better, more professional looking supplies, basically just seeing the supplies that artists would bring with them to conventions and try to just get that when I go to Michael's, and then go to conventions and just start selling the artwork on hand. And even for other things, like when I would go and see like comics from great artists like Neil Adams, and I would barter like a drawing of The Thing for a complete set of Neil Adams work, or other things like that, like the Penske truck that I rented to come from Orlando up to Detroit. It was MegaCon 2016, and like day 2, I went there and sold enough to cover the payment to get the truck up there.
Oh,
And that
nice!
was
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's great. So who are your like, if you had any historical artists that kind of like drive the way you design? Like for me, I love Alphonse Mucha and things like that because he's kind of the progenitor of comics. We all kind of latch ourselves onto, or we all enjoy a certain artist. Like, is there one that you're just like, yeah, I really like this, and I'd like to kind of.
Well, if you're going to speak of fine artist, I would say William Holman Hunt. He was part of a group called the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood in the 1800s. I learned of him from Barry Windsor Smith, who basically was trying to do the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood style of artwork in comics with his, Weapon X, or the work he did with his like printing press he made after he quit drawing Conan, and other stuff he'd do in between then. I would say that. Another one actually was Francis Bacon is a painter that I really, really looked at a lot. The very first comic I did that actually finished was last year. It was another one that gestated for years. That was far more towards psychological horror, far more closer towards movies like Eraserhead or video games like Silent Hill, called Pain Machines, that has been finished since last April, but I've just kept it on a shelf because I want my channel to grow big enough where then I'd feel confident enough to launch an Indiegogo campaign for it.
I have no doubt you'll get there, my good man. But yeah, I just had to pick your brain a little bit. Now, can we continue bashing on ActMam? We've talked to a man
actually have
with
some
real...
breaking news about
Yes.
Joe Biden live right now.
Uh-oh.
And thank you for Ian for bringing this to my attention. I see you guys' comments, and I do pay attention to them. Let me just hop on over here. So Joe Biden, protesters are blocking Joe Biden's motorcycle to the State of the Union. Pro-Palestine protesters.
That's hilarious.
That's something I don't see every day.
Russians get to have more rights than us and the people in Gaza. Shame!
Shame!
They've been
What
watching
is
too
that
much Game of
crowd?
Thrones.
What does that smell like right now? That has to be the worst smelling crowd in the history of crowds.
BO and shit.
Whoa! Biden's legacy is genocide.
They're right, but they're wrong in what they're saying. But
That's actually screws over Biden more than people think, because his cocktail is gonna wear off by the time his speech actually starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they already
That's
scripted
the
that
idea.
half an hour.
Unmedicated,
Shove it.
unscripted. Let's see how that works.
yeah, they're gonna have to shove a
Biden's
portable
legacy
battery
is
up this ass.
genocide.
They'll probably cancel it.
Man.
Shouldn't they be busy
Dude, if they
protesting
cancel-
about
if they
some
cancel-
Starship Troopers game?
Right?
Hold on, we just skipped over Nagranol. Can we just bask and just kind of in the glory of it? What if they had to cancel the State of the Union because
I wouldn't even be surprised.
That would be so good. I hope that
It'd be
happens.
good for them. It's probably worse if he actually speaks.
Oh, that would be just glorious. Oh shit, there's Eggman.
Guys, Ackman is up front and center right there. Look at him.
That's
He's
right.
doing his like leg cross pose. Ackman is on the scene, okay?
It's
he's about
Ackman
to
in
get
a
his
Napoleon
transgender
Dynamite
surgery
wig.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
look at
like-
him.
And the
He's on
other is just
estrogen?
Jack Black. Or Peter Jackson in 2002.
That was the fight Peter Jackson.
oh wow, it's
No more money for Israel's crime.
Well, we should have done when they were sending money to Ukraine.
So, do any of you? I have to say, I'm not too knowledgeable on this whole Palestine situation. Do any of you know what's going on here?
The
A
Palestine
little bit.
situation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
bunch
it's the
of- a bunch
whole
of dirt.
after. It's after the attack that Hamas did on Israel, and then Israel responded by sending IDF into the Gaza Strip, and they're saying that they're genociding Gazan children and families and things like that. But I mean, who knows? Both sides are. I don't know. My opinion. This is just my opinion, but both sides are. I don't like both sides at all. They're literally taking all of the U.S. money to fund all this, and it's all bullshit.
So you're
Yeah.
saying
None of-
the U.S.
none
is
of
sending
our
money to help
business.
other countries before helping ourselves? Joe Biden wouldn't do that. He wouldn't send $1 billion to Ukraine or Palestine or any other countries. Man, that's crazy.
Oh no, of course.
Caitlin's partly right. Caitlin's partly right because he can't even wipe his own ass. He obviously can't do much else beyond that.
I don't
Oh,
like
you-
sending
wait,
any
Joe-
of these
Joe
countries
Biden?
money, but I mean,
Joe Biden.
if
Joe
we
Biden,
were
I
going to
thought
send
you did.
money somewhere, Israel actually is a U.S. ally, so I actually think that it's better than sending it to Ukraine. So that's
You know what?
that's
What
just
we
me.
should send Alec Baldwin's finger. You'll be with me on this one. We need to send all these protesters to Palestine and see how many of them survive the glider tourism flights.
Oh, you mean the roof
Sit.
ride? The roof
Yeah, the
drop
roof
ride?
rides without the parachutes or the soft landing.
Well,
We'll
didn't
see
we
how they
send a
enjoy
bunch of
that.
people from Reddit to Ukraine? How did that turn out?
Oh yeah, that's the most retarded thing ever. They're just like, I mean, oh my god, dude, oh my god, they literally
Maybe
went
some
to
rooftop
a
Koreans would
war
help.
zone.
by-
we got
and by the
better
way,
things to do than that, man.
Yeah, everybody in this picture has more authenticity and than Ackman. I had an old man stroke there. Sorry, my bad.
This is what happens when the
Get a
gender
Biden moment.
studies class is let out at night.
Free Palestine.
See, what I don't get is these people,
Whoa,
you
that's
know,
a full-on
they-
Indian accent there. Whoa, there we
Yeah.
go. We got some Indians on the scene.
you know, these people, they keep on complaining about how bad America is and, you know, free Palestine. It's like, well, then, you know, get the fuck to Palestine, man. What the fuck are you doing over here? You could easily go over there and do whatever you want to do. You know, maybe you could even, you know, be a humanitarian and, you know, help them out somehow, you know, but no, you're going to sit there in the fucking street and just chant and yell and feel good about yourself, you know, and they're probably all stoned out of their fucking minds too.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking burnouts.
I wish I had a Shelby. I would just throw it. Just
Arm.
drop the hammer and just.
They do it because armchair
see-
activism is easy. It doesn't require any real effort or thought.
Yep, exactly.
False, false altruism.
I got
is what this
I got a
is.
father
This
who
is a
ran
bunch-
across Death Valley on a shattered knee in August for Jerry's kids. If they so much as even looked at the temperatures of what went on in Death Valley in August, they would scream and cry.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke, I got an idea. Luke. Let's tell them that they're oppressing people of marginalized this and that, and they have to sit in the road in the middle of Death Valley.
Actually, I would agree to that one. Yes. It'd have to be around
Yes.
August 22nd, though.
I'm okay with that. Anybody? We'll start a give send go. We'll get these protesters to a place that really matters. That'll help.
Free Palestine.
Wait,
Tone deaf, too.
who is Joe Biden like forcing? Does Joe Biden have Palestine locked off? Does he have like nukes aimed at it? Is he holding Palestine hostage, and that's why these people are here, try and have him free Palestine?
would
What do they
think.
mean? What's the point of this?
They want Joe
Yes.
Biden to use his poll to put an end to the war.
Obviously, everybody in this crowd is taking a civics class from a normal person. That's obviously.
Yeah, guys,
they're
Johnny's
spewing
right.
it.
I think we're done looking at that. Or listening
Yes.
to that Indian chant.
You know what pisses me off though about that whole scene is that on January 6th they had way more cops there than what we just saw right now. You believe that shit? Like these people, and I will bet you 100% that those people are gonna at least maybe not fully burn down buildings and stuff, but they've been tagging on buildings with their free Palestine bullshit. They've probably broken some windows and stuff like that because that's what they do. That's what these communist Antifa motherfuckers do. They fucking pretty much destroy a lot of the fucking property, and I bet you those cops didn't do a damn thing about it. But then a couple of some grandmas and Christians or people who love America go to the Capitol to say that, hey, we don't think the election was right. They're still in prison for what? How many years? 4 years going on right now. And they had a whole bunch of cops there shooting them with tear gas and shooting with beanbag guns and all that shit. So it's like, that it pisses me off, man. Like to no end.
So Luke, what generation are you? American? Are you pretty deep? Or are you got some recent relatives?
I'm both of my parents are both born American. I know for sure that on my father's side he was first generation, but like his parents both came from Eastern Europe in the wake of the whole 7-Day Revolution and all of that. There's a story he likes to tell of he was like as a young child going around and some woman said, "Oh, what a beautiful Russian baby," and I believe it was my great grandmother spit at the woman for calling him Russian. That's how fuck you Stalin they are, the family. And on my mother's side, I can't really tell like how deep it goes, but I know for sure. Well, the thing with her, she was not born American, but that's because her father was like a big army officer, so they travel. Like she was born in Italy, but it was a military situation, and went to Japan as a little girl, went to other places, and then got well off like family down in Atlanta where she grew up and went to a school where she got to practice equestrian and all that. So it's definitely both sides, born American, me born American, all that. The only difference being my generation, like all four, as far as I know, never did any military service. When on both parents' sides, they did have a long line of some military in some way or another. Like an uncle who was went from a delinquent to the choice was jail or Vietnam. He chose Vietnam, and then from there became the head of the letter carriers union, and now knows well and surely retired and all that, enjoying himself. Someone sent me a clip a while of him appearing on some like Central Florida Vietnam veterans, like some kind of program for them about his time serving in Nam and all that, just talking about what went on there.
Yeah, no, I always ask
so I
that
think it's
because-
pretty clear. Mo Zamboni wants to know if Luke's white enough to be on the show. So.
Well, with this camera angle, I always wonder if whether or not I'm greasy. That's why before I do a video where I'm on camera, I make sure to wipe my face down. So yeah, if I'm greasy enough, then yeah, it's because I forgot to wash. I'm pride myself on being one of those few YouTubers that has any kind of photogenic ability, e.g., not bearded, not obese, not in ski caps or ball caps with big glasses and some kind of beard. Like I'm happy that I won a Nerdrotic beanie from that raffle that his Instagram page had, but the other thing came with it, which was like the beard soap. I'm like, well, I should just like keep this as a relic. It's useless. I always
send it to
very
me.
much.
That's fine.
Well,
you can send it over to me. No, but your voice carries whatever whatever shortcomings you have. You definitely have the voice to do a podcast.
Shortcomings.
Oh yeah.
Luke,
Sure,
I'm sorry,
we just
Mo
said
is putting you on the spot.
He's a greasy Polish immigrant. It's okay.
Oh my
God. One thing about that whole thing with the lady, I think she was some bitch with a septum ring for Kotaku who was saying that white people are never receive racism. You might want to take that up with my family come to America, my father's side of the family, where signs said no Jews or Polacks need apply. And guess what? People of the Jewish faith and Polish people, they're very white. Just Google the writer of the Witcher books, Andrzej Sapkowski, and all the real CD Projekt Red developers when those games were actually good with The Witcher. Yeah, none of them look like something that Jordan Peele would cast as a lead in one of his movies. E.g., why they have actual talent.
Did you ever think that Poland was ever going to fall for the ESG stuff? Isn't that disgusting? You would think people that fell under the Iron Curtain were not even so far removed where you still have people that lived through that. They're at the ass end of their life. But it's just like when I saw that and I'm like, well,
remember the 80s. Remember, 80s nostalgia can be subjective, but for the country of Poland and a lot of people there, their memories of the 80s is not going to the mall and watching Tom Cruise become a movie star, and maybe if they were into hockey, they saw Wayne Gretzky become a big name. Their memory of 80s nostalgia is the Solidarity movement in Poland, where one of the country's most famed authors, Stanislaw Lem, fled to Switzerland out of fear of martial law being declared in the country. So yeah, what Equilenza was going on with him in that country at that time, it's, the country is not exactly as everything in the rearview mirror of World War II. Their understanding of history is not World War II and Hitler. More things have come on since then. So yeah, though it's not exactly that the wounds are still fresh, is that there were more wounds coming in and they have a longer memory than other countries would.
They needed to have a little longer memory because CG Project Red, it's CD Project Red, right? You're supposed to say it that way, I thought.
Yeah, they spell it.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it just, when I saw that, I'm like, that's disgusting. Because like you and all their other people that of a Polish descent, most of them came over within the last 80 years. So they came over here to escape the Iron Curtain, and the fact that they're just letting it back into these companies in Poland is just like. I never thought I'd see that. So,
but that's the thing. Follow the money. That's what that whole ESG thing is. It's follow the money. E.g., the closed loop of EA and I believe Blizzard Entertainment. They both have their number one and number two investors are Vanguard and BlackRock. So
a lot of them.
Once they make these games that all collapse under the weight of their own woke horseshit no one wants to play or buy, then that means that they have to keep the ESG score up. So what are they going to do? They'll just lay off actual developers so that they keep being able to afford to hire companies like Sweet Baby Inc. so that then Vanguard and BlackRock will keep being happy with their investment. Closed loop.
Follow the money. Who do we know who's only following the money, whether it be against pro or anti-Sweet Baby Inc.? All he's doing is saying whatever he has to say to get the most views, get the most attention, get the most interaction, and inevitably, the most money.
That's that's basically my 2 cents on this, and I got to head out now, actually.
Oh shoot! Luke, let me before we move on to the Actman, let me just present, if Luke has 1 sec, some of Luke's art for you folks to see. This is all by hand. None of it's like done on computers or anything. And let me see, is it showing? Yeah, so we got, Spider-Man, Spider-Ham. What was the inspiration for that?
That was me wanting to do the Spider-Ham in the Todd McFarlane classic pose from one of the classic Todd McFarlane covers. I believe that's the Amazing Spider-Man 300 pose where where Todd McFarlane really was great at doing that foreshortening and that perspective with the body.
Interesting. And I like this one. Captain America. Can we zoom in here?
Gotta click on it a little.
Marvel Illustrations. Nope. There we go. No head included.
Oh no, there's a head in there. It's just that the way you've got to crop the picture just right, or if not, then there's parts of it that are missing. And that was one where, yeah, the head got cut off in the frame, and that's my mistake. And if I make a mistake, yes, I have no one to blame but myself. I'm not gonna try to intellectually duck and weave around it with gymnastics.
I'd rather get heads from Black Widow than Cap, personally. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, I like how you cut Captain America's head off, because it could be the black Captain America or it could be the white Captain America. You can draw it in later.
The 90s
calm down. There's no such thing as a black Captain America. We all know that. That's just a myth Disney made up to scare little kids.
There was a black Captain America in the 90s where he had a do-rag.
No, it's
and you saw him in silhouette with a do-rag, big Danny Glover lips, and a pancake flat nose. Like the most oh my god stereotype of a minstrel show looking black Captain America ever.
Danny Glover lips. Yeah, that's a callback. That's some big
Well, on that
lips.
note, it was awesome having you on, Luke. Especially to
was.
get to see like actual, hand-drawn stuff versus because most of the stuff we see now is just done on the computer, which is fine, nothing against it, but it is nice to get back to, how stuff was done and how, that's how cartoons were done. Back in the 80s, it was all hand-drawn, and it really shows, the passion you have to sit down and spend a lot of time doing that.
Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. We'll be seeing you, man.
Oh yes, be seeing you too.
Yeah, have a good night.
See you
Hell.
later.
Pleasure.
Good night. Space Cowboy. Let me just
All right, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
moving on. Like, guys, that's awesome. It's actually it is
There
really
we go.
impressive because like one of my favorite like shows based from the 80s was like the Transformers Generation 1, and in that, all the animation is hand drawn. It's all hand drawn stuff that they're putting to compilate, these frames, hundreds and hundreds of hand drawn images for each, second of animation, and that is a form of art that we have just, really lost recently. Prime Animation says, "Kellen, are you able to show my trailer? Do you have like a new trailer for your Transformers stuff, guys? Prime Animations does he does like Transformers animations based after, I believe, the Prime Wars or the Transformers Prime series ends. But yeah, we can look at your trailer later. For sure, man. I'd love to have you on as a guest too sometime. Nagadol's gonna drop a link to the Discord. Feel free to pop in the Discord and we can chat. But yeah, we'll play the trailer later on.
Yeah.
But first, guys.
Oh yeah, he was really cool, by the way. Very nice.
I know.
dude.
Yeah, we talked about the border situation for a long time at the Coconut Club. And we will get to that, but first, we have this slimy piece of shit, okay? So he made this video to clarify from his point of view the whole situation with Az.
Can I just say
That
something?
pretty much
before you
sums it up
start
right there. Yeah, go ahead.
He avoids the fact that he called out Az in the beginning altogether. He pretends like that part never happened, and then he just plays victim. So I just wanted to put that out there.
This guy's face pisses me
Look
off.
at that face.
Just
It's like he
really
wants to
look at that
suck
face
it,
right
but
now.
who wants to stick their dick in that,
Does this guy ingest any vitamins whatsoever? The dude looks like he's like on his deathbed.
Yeah,
He's
vitamin
What's
sick.
stretched around
jizz.
his neck too? What is that? Is that like a towel or what's happening?
Yeah, I was
It
wondering
looks like
that
he's
too.
trying to be
The
a priest
hell?
or something.
Is it like his bib? Was he getting spoon
Like a
fed?
robe or
Soy
something?
cream?
It's a very weird choice of clothing.
Like
Yeah.
this fool's never been punched in the mouth before. Like he's one of those guys that went through life without ever getting into a fucking fight or anything. So he just says whatever fuck he says without any consequences. I mean,
Who did that? Who
Joining
said
us for
that?
this
Like,
commentary,
Oh,
we
go
have
ahead.
Johnny the Whiz Kid popping in.
Yo, what's up?
yo, Johnny. What up, Johnny?
Oh, Johnny.
Good to see you all.
Konnichiwa, Johnny-san.
Oh, Genki desu ka?
Ah,
What does that
Looks
mean?
like,
wakarimasu ka?
Looks like Johnny is time traveling from the 80s right now.
There's the timestamps right here. So now I have the authentication now that it is legit. It is raw footage. So
Oh, guys, we got 25 people in chat, and I think the video only. Oh, whoa! Actually, no, we have 24 likes. That's cool. Well, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, okay? Because that's fun, and it helps us, get more prominent, and change the world, and just do whatever we're doing. I'm gonna be president someday, and your contributions helps. We've got the StreamYard's donation link up for anyone who wants to send super chats. But now let's get back into this Actman situation. Guys, maybe we've been judging him too much. By just reading his tweets and looking at his face. Maybe we need to hear his words, okay? Maybe he's going to say some stuff that's really going to clarify what he meant when he says that Az needs to be shot, okay? I'm sure he's going to clarify that.
All right, what's up, everybody? This video is going to be posted on Twitter. It's going to be the evidence I talked about in regards to the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. If you're in the loop on that, great. If not, long story short, I made a tweet about Sweet Baby Inc. looking into it, and it has reignited the discourse around Starfield. So let's start with this. This account made this tweet, how it started.
I mean, I personally, if I was in his situation, I'd start by bringing up what I said about shooting Az and clarifying and apologizing about that. I mean, he's just glossing over that whole section.
He doesn't acknowledge it.
And he's talking about memology 101?
Yeah, this guy, one of the best memer on the internet.
Well, yeah, this is what riled up the whole thing all over again, was this one tweet. So
Let's continue.
Started
then.
versus how it's going, kind of clowning on me a little bit. And I'm like, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when all that Starfield discourse was going down. So I've only learned of this company's existence in the last week or so. By the way, it turns out Starfield has no connection with Sweet Baby Inc. as far as we know. My offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind and wants to talk with me, public or private. So here's what Az says. We had an opportunity to speak. I lost interest when you were talking out of both sides of your mouth. One side saying you wanted to talk and we were trying to arrange a time. The other side making more videos, shitting on me for views as you were just another content engagement farmer. You showed me who you were, someone not worth the time of day. Okay. This kind of upsets me because content engagement farmer, meanwhile, yesterday you made a 13-minute video based off of 2 tweets I made. Who's farming?
Who initiated this? Who started this by saying that this guy crying about pronouns needs to be shot before he hurts someone?
He did. He the one that said that he needs to be shot. So he started it.
And to circle back around to what Yo Pop said, if you're gonna throw a punch, you better make sure that motherfucker lands, because he threw a weak punch, broke his wrist on Az's face, and now he's hurting. And Yo Pops knows what I'm talking about. You've had those winky tink like right crosses. If you're gonna throw a punch, you better, yeah. So he has obviously never thrown a punch in his life. He's like, yeah. It's like, well, you threw the first punch. Don't get mad that you didn't knock him out. It's like now you're dealing with the consequences.
You say I'm content and engagement farming, but I made one video on the topic in which you are not the sole focus of it, and I didn't use your face or name in the title or thumbnail. Not much of a farm, is it? So look, man, you got your reasons for not wanting to talk to me after all this. I understand. What I don't get is why you're continuing to fan the flames and farm me for content if that's what you're calling me out for doing. I'm posting this video to Twitter, man. I'm going to make...
Again, fan the flames. Okay, so basically, let's say you're in the position where you say, what Az said about the pronoun things, you make your argument about that. Some guy goes and posts that you need to be shot for having this opinion, and that he wants to see all the future games just have so many pronouns and be filled up with pronouns just to make this one guy mad. And he starts this, he carries this on, and he continues this, and then he brings it up 6 months later, and he's complaining that Az made a video about it. Am I missing something?
I don't. It's not even like he's gotten to the point where he's not only is he ignorant. I think he's just plain stupid. Like because he there's people that just are narcissistic and they can't notice what they're doing, but then there's people like him who do a snap zoom on like who's farming. Like if you notice that he zooms into himself, he had to actually go into his editor and be like, "Who's farming?" Because he thought he just owned the chuds, If you go back and watch that, it's like he took a time out of his day to say, yeah. He just looked at it, he's like, yeah, I got him. I got that guy. This. Hey, go ahead.
All of $3 if I'm lucky. I don't have plans to make a video on Sweet Baby Inc. or you. So if that's what we're going to do, I'm at least going to share the DMs between me and the third party, which show.
Whoa. So listen, guys. Imagine you and me have a disagreement, okay? You and me, something came up. You said I put a tweet out that you should be shot, okay? We've got disagreement and we're talking. Okay, we're talking behind the scenes, right? Because why make something like this public? And then let's say I suddenly say, hey, I'm just going to leak all of our stuff in some attempt to expose you for something, which isn't even the case here because we'll see later there's nothing to expose Az for. That's a pretty scummy thing to do. Would you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're all real men
Absolutely.
here. We would never do such a thing.
Like
Exactly.
expose what of everything?
We're about to see. That's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I continuously reached out with good intentions. We could have talked on a live stream on your channel. I think a lot of people would have tuned into that. Probably would have gotten a lot.
That's all he cares about. All he cares about is people tuning in, get that content, get that engagement. Who cares about being genuine, right?
Exactly.
of views, donations, and ad revenue, and we could
Donations, ad revenue, it's all he wants.
squash the beef in front of everyone. And it's funny because something similar is happening right now with me and another creator, Tommy C, someone who's arguably criticized me harder than any.
And that's the guy we had up earlier with the whole clip of him being a hypocrite.
So, is he trying to talk business during this whole conversation he's trying to have with Az?
No, he's trying to play victim. right now.
But he's mentioning all those things about making money. Also,
Because that's all he cares about.
He's trying to take advantage of every opportunity to make money for his content as well.
Yeah,
like,
he got buried 6 months ago.
I don't
and
think
he's
that's
getting
like
buried now.
Yeah, it's like when you're trying to be genuine, you're supposed to put everything business-wise aside and make this about just those two people. And when you include, money, then like you're not really interested in trying to resolve any issues that they have with each other. So that's kind of rude for him to include all that stuff.
And
There's
listen,
a way to
I
do it,
respect
though.
the
Yeah,
drift.
go ahead.
I respect the
Yeah.
engagement trying to go after that stuff. But you can't go and attack someone and then go and play victim and try and incorporate the grift in with being a hostile and being a victim. Those don't work. Those things don't work together. Guys, I'm so sorry. I really wish me and Az could have made a video and made all this money, but we actually weren't able to do that. And it really makes me personally sad and attacked that he's making these videos, and I really wanted to monetize his videos for myself. I don't want him making videos and just getting the money himself. I want to be on there with him. And yeah, who cares that I said he should be shy in the streets? But I just please can we squash the beef on stream so we can get some super chats, please? Also, guys, send super chats right now on this stream, please.
It might work for Amaranth, but it just comes off as pathetic for him.
It really is, and it really is a window into his soul. He's like, well, he could have made some money. It's just like, well, yeah, if you're authentic and you put out good content, it's a wellspring. It just kind of comes naturally. Like if you're authentic, then people follow because that's why YouTube is so popular right now, is because we're starving for authenticity. We just want somebody that's not full of shit, and that's why people follow.
Like, guys, we had Jay on the other week, Drunk 3PO, someone who I really respect and really enjoy watching. And I was very curious about this whole represent thing because there was almost no information put out about it. I had a lot of questions. I felt that some of the advertising was very misleading. So when Jay came on, I asked him some very direct questions, some questions that someone who isn't very intelligent could assume to be hostile, which they weren't, but they're questions because you need to ask questions to get response to learn information so that the chat and you guys watching can learn more about what represent and learn more about what's happening. Because I'm a genuine person, Jay's a genuine person. Actman is not at all a genuine person, and I believe we've seen that on full display, and we still have more to see with him leaking this stuff between and bringing Marla into this as well.
Dude, this guy reminds me of those guys that they talk shit and all that, and then when you punch them right in the fucking face, they wonder like, oh my god, why'd you punch me in the face? And they go crying. Like it's fucking annoying, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna call the police on you.
Yeah, dude.
I actually had to happen once in college. This guy I had enough of it, and I busted his lip. And he's like, "I'm calling the campus police," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
I'm like, "Really?
Well, fuck you."
You can't take a hit as an adult. You can't defend yourself. Like, why are you trying to play?
Which is not a good play, by the way, because even if they ran over there as fast as they could, I still had 30 seconds of free hits. So
I've never gotten
get my money's worth.
I've never gotten into a fist fight with a bully, but I have dealt with a bully before.
Then you haven't lived, Johnny.
My channel got
just wait till Japan, Johnny. Wait till Japan.
Monetized. He and I had some beef. It was pretty bad. So if me and Tommy can hop on a live stream and hash this shit out, then you and I could have too. Again, for more context, the Starfield hot take
just out of curiosity, did he say that Tommy should be shot? Does anyone know? I don't think so. Did he? I don't know anything about this Tommy guy. But yeah, seems like two very different circumstances.
Posted on September 13th. Now, Az had posted other videos about Starfield.
Az is majestic as hell, folks. Az is majestic as hell.
Video was posted on September 13th. Now,
not a man.
Look at this comparison. Az is out there spreading. He's the silverback. He is dominant. Look at this little guy in the corner, just shrank back with his bathrobe on. Okay, look at this comparison, folks.
Az had posted other videos about Starfield discourse. We were both at the center of that. So yeah, of course, we're going to make content. We're YouTubers. That's what we do. I have no issues with him criticizing me in this video. I might disagree with the things that he said, but the fact that he made this video at all, I have no problems with. So this video was posted September 4th. This one's September 8th. So all the DMs I'm going to show you are between me and Mauler. I don't.
Yeah, just so again, no one knew Mauler was the intermediate until now. I just out and leak it, right? Who cares?
Why is he bringing Mauler into this?
Because so basically,
Mauler was the mutual contact.
Mauler was the mutual. which
Oh.
The
wasn't
go-between?
something that
Was he a
should be
go-between?
exposed. Oh, he was the go-between between Az and this
okay.
guy.
He was like the
And
mediator.
Like the middleman?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
yeah,
right.
and
Oh. Well,
they had, their private communications, which this guy just decided without anyone's permission that he's just going to go and leak, and revealed Mahler was involved, and it revealed just all of this stuff. Why? Who fucking knows? I guess he somehow thinks it's going to benefit him, which this is clearly a bad look for him. So I don't know.
mm.
I don't want nobody giving Mahler shit for this. He did his best to try and mediate a conversation. He was in an awkward position. Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody go out there and expose that Mahler was trying to have this civil conversation between me and Az. Nobody just go and put that out there on the internet and leak it and leak all the conversations. Who would do something like that, man? Who would do that? Man, oh man.
Nobody give Mahler shit. Okay. So here are the DMs with Mahler.
Here we go. Here are the DMs.
That's
Let me
so
pull up my
crazy.
DMs with Kevin G. For anyone who doesn't know, we
punk.
were going to have Kevin G on the show a few weeks ago, and some stuff went really wrong with him in the Discord between him and some other people who I won't name names because I'm not the act man. But yeah, I could pull up messages and be like, oh yeah, here's my chat with Kevin G and the other guy who offended Kevin G. I'm not going to do that because what's the point? But this dude's having a field day with it.
I say some people in my Twitch chat were telling me I should ask you to set up a discussion with Az and have you be a moderator. What do you think about that? September 6th. Just pay attention to the dates and times. Mahler says I'm super unfamiliar with the game. I don't think Az is going to be interested. He's just carrying on doing his thing. Not much of a fan of any of the viral posts about him, being that there's so much missing context about his views on the whole thing. Great. Let's talk, and you can provide that context to me directly. Was there something specific you wanted to talk to him about? Well, I think it'd be good for us to talk about it. Could do well for our channels and bridge the gap, so to speak. You make your videos, I make my video. Then we can come together, talk about it on your channel, my channel, and have an interesting conversation. We make content. Hopefully squash the beef, shake hands, move on. Everyone's happy. You could pose the idea to him and see what he says. You know me decently well. I'm not the type of person to hold grudges or hate someone just because I disagree with them. I'm sure we wouldn't just talk about the game, but the concepts of woke culture and media too. I wouldn't necessarily want to treat it as a debate. So at this point in time, I don't want the conversation between me and Az to be treated as like, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. Let's fucking go.
Again, he wants Az to be shot.
Yeah, what he just described, he's like, I'm right, you're wrong, let's go. Yeah, that's called a debate, you homo. Like, that's exactly what it is, and if you can't stand up to it, the problem with people like Ackman is he tries to weaponize the social contract. If somebody's going to come on your stream, you're going to be nice and you're going to try to be cordial, and he doesn't have the good graces to honor that himself, so he's going to weaponize that and talk shit after the fact. So you meet people like this throughout your life, and I wouldn't even give this guy the time of day, honestly. Like he just doesn't pass the sniff test. He just looks like a squealer. He looks like somebody that's going to out your information to make himself look better. Like, I wouldn't even trust him off the bat.
Malty, I guess, is willing to down upwards. Yeah, Kevin G does get oiled up, and Malty says, "Yeah, I'll name my own name." Apparently, I offended the real Kevin G. Yeah, so we did have Kevin G on the Discord. We were talking to him and his dad about coming on the show, and Malty and someone else I won't name did apparently offend Kevin G and his dad to the point where they were set up to come on episode 3, and they did not end up coming on episode 3 because of that stuff. But do you see me out here making videos about it and leaking my personal DMs with Kevin G and his dad and Malty? No, you don't. Okay, so there's a bit of comparison for you folks. Yeah, Mahler was not
someone
pleased
needs
about
to
this.
clip that picture. Someone needs to clip that picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mo, get to work.
Can one of you find out Mahler's tweets about this and put a link in that private chat so we can show those later? Mahler's tweets about this. If one of you can find me a link to those.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Go ahead. I'll grab it. Yeah.
Kevin G again. Yeah, guys. Kevin G. I mean, it's a good comparison. Okay. Kevin G never dies until his dad just goes off the walls and shoots him one day. I fully believe that's going to happen.
He got assassinated or something like that. Can we stop talking about it now?
Kevin G is always going to hunt us.
Wait, hunt us or haunt us?
I don't hunt. I guess Kevin G's going to hunt us. He's about to hunt us down.
Good. We'll have an excuse to get rid of him.
Would you quit fueling it? Jeez.
Oh yeah. So this is what happened, guys. I guess since Malty's okay with this, I'm not pulling an Ackman, okay? But listen, we were on a Discord call like 3 weeks ago with Kevin G and his dad, and
Allegedly.
his dad came on and he was like,
Allegedly.
"Hey, we're about to have another kid," and Malty was like, "Are you gonna let your kid choose their own gender?" Or what? And the dad was, because the dad was like, I guess we have a daughter or something, and Malty just asked something about like pronouns. And the dad got really offended and called Hoodie D, you know, our other co-host, very alt-right leaning. And yeah, that's the Kevin G drama,
Wow.
folks.
Malty was a lot nicer than I was because I dropped one. I don't know. I'm not sure if you heard it, but mine was not nearly as nice as that. So
When Kevin G was on the call, you did?
Yeah, I said, well, you did so good with the first one, you know. So
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, I missed that. I think
Loudly.
it wasn't really Kevin G's dad.
if you're gonna try to be famous,
Kevin G is the ticking time bomb, and that bomb is about to go off, and I will be covering it the second it goes off. Okay.
I need
my
more
second
beer
part
if we're going to talk about Kevin G.
of the Kevin G
Oh,
video
goodness.
is on the way.
I need some Everclear if we're gonna talk about Kevin G.
All right, moving
All right,
on.
well,
All right,
All right, thanks for permission, Malty.
all right, let's get back to this. Let's get back to this weekly person.
DM
Let's get back
Ackman to
to
make a
weekly.
Kevin G video.
I'm gonna call him a dweeb.
well, you know what? Since I gotta go. It's gonna be Kevin G, and then this guy, man, this Ant-Man, man, this guy's really pissing me off right now, dude. I can't listen to any more of this motherfucker, dude. But no, but seriously, I do have to take off though. So.
Okay.
We'll see you,
Bye,
Pops. Do you have anything to shout out?
I keep on saying this, but eventually I'm gonna start streaming. I just got to get the funds ready to get some equipment. But follow me on YouTube, YoPops215. Follow me on X or Twitter at YoPops215. And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Check your
Awesome.
local rooftops.
That's right. That's right.
Well, good to see you, Pops.
Yeah. Hey, same. Hey, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.
All right, see you, man.
Peace.
I'm getting my
And Yo
equipment
Pops will be
forever.
on. We have our Slave Masters Unite 3 history stream, part 3 this Saturday. Me, Malty, Yo Pops, and maybe someone else might be on that. So that'd be a good time. Definitely tune in there. And guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, please, because that's fun. We're gonna get back to this video, but first I do want to bring up Mahler's tweets about this, and then we'll go back and keep covering the Soy Boys video. So we have. Mahler says, I don't tolerate leaked DMs. Just something I consider a breach of trust. With those I enjoy working with and those I don't. Can be workable if it's mutually understood and agreed upon, or in very specific circumstances, etc. But I wasn't asked permission on this one. And this is, after
completely understandable.
he just went in and leaked everything,
Yeah, he acknowledged that he leaked the tweets and he was like, I'm sorry. And then he just left it at that. That was it on that live stream with that one dude.
The Tommy C
Yeah.
who no one even knows about.
Yeah. The person that he keeps getting into beefs with that are like 50,000 subs, like.
Yeah,
like,
apparently
he
keeps
just
getting
hunts you
into these
down
arguments
constantly.
with this Tommy C guy, and then they keep having streams to like settle their beef and get views or something.
It's really weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, it seems like a second.
It's almost like they're not acting like real men. It's almost like they're a bunch of pussies.
I actually have to go get some water. Do you guys want to continue discussing this and maybe mention what Mahler says down here? I will be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have to listen to Kevin G.
It really sounds like someone just doesn't know how to talk to people or how to settle things. Like he's probably nervous to confront him by himself like an adult, and he wants to have a middleman to try and make things compromisable. Like, no, that's childish. So like, you're supposed to be an adult.
It sounds like he just wants Az to come on his show so he can have content.
That too. He wants to profit off of his trying to settle things. That's like I said, it's inappropriate, and you don't do that.
Yeah, he probably saw. how much engagement was on Twitter and was like, man, that should happen on my channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he wants to treat it like you see those drama shows on cable. Remember Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot
no.
of that, but I guess they do it on purpose. Just that's because of the entertainment value. Drama.
Everything's fake.
Yeah, it's a little bit staged.
And this is a problem with current people, current men. I use that term very loosely. Is people like Act-Man, people that were raised with you know, not a lot of strife in their life. They didn't have to fight for anything. They think that you know, that you can just treat other people like this, and that's a good thing. And it's just like, that is not how men act. Like, you try to, it might be uncomfortable, but you have to reach a common ground to gain an understanding. Act-Man wants to win, and has sensed that. Hell, I sensed that by listening to him for 10 seconds. I don't watch Act-Man, but I've been following him. You know, 10 seconds in, I'm like, this guy has no honor, no, you know, we're not perfect, but we try to do right by people, and we try to be respectful of other people, even if we don't like them, to try to reach a common ground. And you know, this is stuff you do when you're like in 4th grade. What Act-Man is doing, this is not what a real man does. You know, if he wants, you know, that's why he's being called Act-Man, because you use the term man for a sniveling little shit like Act-Man is an affront to people that try to lead their life with respect and honor, and treating other people, even if they might not disagree, with a modicum of respect or some decency. And he's offered none of that. He threw Mahler under the bus to make a point and win a conversation. It's not about winning, it's about understanding. That's what this little gamer word doesn't understand. It's about, you're not going to change his mind, he's not going to change your mind, but if it's to gain an understanding of where you guys are, and you go your separate ways. Real men don't care what you think. You know, they don't lose sleep over this. They don't farm comments or any of that bullshit. They're just like, okay, yeah, he doesn't agree with me, I don't care. I'm not going to worry about some high school drama with some guy that wears a robe from Mad Men in front of his creepy ass apartment, you know. So that's all I have to say. It just drives me nuts. I hate people that are of an age, that are 18 and above, that make a living for themselves, that act like little
entitled people.
Entitled. Thank you. I was going to go. I'm trying to censor myself. There's a lot of words that I couldn't get through, but yeah, no, they're just entitled. And it's just like, look, you can have disagreements. You can disagree with somebody. You can have a bad take. You know, you just own it, and you're like, yeah, okay, that's what I believe. And if that person believes something else, you say that's what I believe. But weak men act like that. They want people to fall in line, and they want to shame people into thinking the way they think. And that's why Act-Man is a little bitch.
I just know that you don't incite violence for something so petty.
Like I said, he wouldn't even know what end of the gun to hold. So I'm not really concerned what Act-Man is doing.
All right, let's get back to this guy's horrendous, hypocritical video. Oh my! Oh yeah, guys. Mo, can you get a screenshot of that so you can take a little?
That's a pretty good thumbnail. Use that. Always use an open mouth that looks so weird. You know, my mom always makes fun of the way Trump talks, and like the way he opens his mouth is like a fish. That's what she says.
You know what? You know what's really problematic is his beard. It looks like he grabbed some hair off a barbershop floor and glued it to his face. Like, it is the most. This is. It's okay if you can't grow a beard. There's a few people in the chat that can't grow a beard. That's okay. We're okay with that.
I'm trying to get rid of mine.
Guys, MMA case is on point. This is the white Director X. You guys know about the whole Director X thing? This is exactly what he tried to do with Az. It's the exact same thing.
Drama farming.
I think there's too much bad blood at this point. He doesn't believe you made those tweets in the interest of understanding the situation, but rather for engagement. He's not interested, and I don't think he will be convinced otherwise. He felt very supportive of you and a lot of what you had to go through, like the demonetization. So obviously this has created a very sour impression. Understandable. Then let's talk in private, just the three of us. Private conversation. not about content. Let's just try to understand each other. I made those tweets because I didn't understand what he was saying, and because it's the internet. You know, we're public figures. You goof and gaff on me, I do the same. He doesn't strike me as a shy man. What could be the harm in a private conversation? I very much appreciate that he was supportive of my situation back then. I will always have a certain level of respect for people that did. Tell him that's why I'm reaching out. This is still true. This is still true. I still have a certain amount of respect for Az for having my back in my darkest time. It might create more drama to tag Az in a public tweet, and I have no other way to contact him, so I'd like to settle this bad blood if possible. I understand if it puts you in an awkward middleman situation. I've spoken with Az, and he said he is happy to have a private chat with us. The idea of no audience and just...
You know what might be awkward? Is when someone goes and like puts all your private conversations out there.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a private DM then, so like...
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I don't know, that's a good thing to do.
And Mahler
Just
is like the
figure
most
out the
innocent
miscommunication.
person in all this too, and he's the one that was mistreated, you know?
Yeah, it's confusing, but nah, I don't think I approve of this.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Communications, differences in a call will hopefully have some good outcomes. Only he's gotten a fever and I think has the flu right now, so might need like a week before setting this up. You want to let me know what kind of availability you have? Sounds good. Let him know that I do have a video about Starfield hot takes going up. It's a bit late for me to unpull the trigger, and it is mostly for content purposes. As he made a couple videos on this subject, I hope he understands. There are more important things than our squabble disagreement on this subject. He stuck up for me in my darkest hour, so I want to make sure he knows he has an ally should his channel ever face any unfair demonetization of videos, or God forbid his channel gets terminated. That's what I was going to say. So at this point, you might be asking the question, well, if you were trying to mend the bridge, why did you post the video? There's a few reasons. Number one.
Yeah. Why
None of
did you
them are
post the
good.
video?
To further
Guys, why?
to further the proof that he tried, I don't know.
Well, before
Yeah.
Az even put out his response today, I saw Dermy pointed out online that just cut that part out.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's what Az even says in his video. Guys,
Yeah,
send
exactly.
super hats.
This Twitter exchange took place over a week, and I had no indication until I finished the video that Az was down to talk to me. This is pretty bad timing. I just spend 30, 35, 40 hours on a video. What am I going to do? Just scrap it? Reason I posted it, I didn't think it would hurt his feelings, honestly. In fact, I made a concentrated effort to make the video not just about him. I included a bunch of different Starfield hot takes. He seemed like the type of guy who could take criticism, roll with the punches, and laugh at himself a bit. I respected that. I'll be available until the
It's different
16th. I'll be
than, like,
leaving to go visit someone.
It's just so funny to me how he keeps going back to the stuff he's just leaked. Just so
Yeah.
casually.
It's like, oh, here's the chat I had with somebody privately. Check it out.
I don't get how people followed this guy, how he gained such a following. He's such a little
He's got like a
feeble
million and
twat
something
of a human
subs.
being.
How long has he been doing this?
A long time, I think.
Yeah, I think
So
been
he's a
around for
top
while.
he's a top YouTuber.
Yes,
Yeah.
he started this when he started growing his beard. He's almost there. You'll get there, buddy.
Guys, I promise, listen, someday we're gonna hit like 1 million subs or something. I'm still gonna be genuine, okay? I'm gonna spit the hard facts about Kevin G and represent no matter what. Okay, I
All right,
promise
see,
you
that
guys.
doesn't make me trust you anymore.
And I'm never gonna leak my private conversations with anyone of my co-hosts or future guests.
You mean like
know,
that video
I
you made
promise.
about me where you took me out of context?
Well, what if someone doesn't believe you and you need to show the private conversation?
Well, that's a very different type of situation than if there's like, I don't
Okay.
know, legal stuff involved.
As he made a couple videos on the subject, I hope he understands. We're content creators. We make videos. We're both involved in this. I don't have any problems with him making videos about it, so I expect the same courtesy. I expect the understanding that we can critique each other on videos and come together and actually talk to each other like real people. It's very important he understands that whatever our disagreements on this subject, I am 100% willing to help him should his channel ever be in jeopardy. That being said,
Yeah, imagine if someone said they wanted to shoot him. Imagine if someone said that this guy should be shot. Good thing Actmam's here to go in and protect Az, right? In case someone says something like that, you know? Good to know. Yeah, Shaka Zulu, you're 100% right. This guy contradicts himself like every
So
sentence.
many times.
put many hours into this latest video, and I can't just pull it. You seem strong-willed though, so hopefully it doesn't bother him much.
Pull it. I
Big
had to put
fucking
it up.
miscalculation on my part.
All I
Right.
care, he keeps going back to how much hours he put in, how much he wants the content. He wants to go on stream and squash the beef and get the engagement. You know, it's like
Yeah, he couldn't wait
So
a week to
superficial.
put this video up or just snip out some parts. It's bullshit.
Cause it did. I'd be down for a private chat. Come back from my trip. Yo, any updates? I think after the new video, he's absolutely not interested, and that's putting it nicely. Sorry, dude. I think you were both stand-up guys, but some things just don't work out. So this is how I start to get the impression that Az just wanted a one-sided shit-slinging contest. He wanted to be the one to be able to make videos, and as I've been showing you, he's ducking.
What? Well, how do you
coming
get
back.
that from the conversation? It's like you said this shit about the guy, and now he doesn't want to come on your show, so that makes him the bad guy. He just wants to make videos about it. It's like, did he even make any videos about Aquaman before this?
I set a trap and he didn't fall for it.
Right, this guy's just projecting
Asshole.
at this point.
He probably
Yeah.
saw.
How does
Cool,
anyone take him seriously? Please, how does anyone take him
especially after saying
seriously?
he should be shot. I wouldn't want to talk to him either. I feel
Right.
more threatened, not intimidated, but threatened.
Guys, the
It's
guy I
not-
said should be shot doesn't want to talk to me. What's up with
What a
that?
shocker.
Oh my god.
Taking
Dude's
every
pathetic.
opportunity to actually confront and talk to me directly. All of these DMs had to be done through a third party because he wouldn't reach out to me. Why though? I don't understand.
why
he made
would he
his
reach
videos and
out to
I
you?
made one.
I don't understand, guys. Why doesn't he want to talk to me?
Oh, he said he should be shot. What's the big deal?
Here's the problem, and he probably would still got in trouble for this. But all he could have done was summed it up, left his name out. Well, he wouldn't have got in trouble for that if he just kind of just did the NDA version, which is, yeah, I talked to somebody, a mutual friend, or however he wants to put it. He'd probably say friend because he's an asshole. But
Exactly.
Uh,
Why
a
do you have to
mutual-
expose Mahler?
yeah,
Right,
you,
you
you
could've
could
just left
like
his name
he didn't
off.
have he didn't have to do like he didn't have to be like a courtroom stenographer and read everything back in real time. All he had to do was be like, yeah, talk to somebody. I don't agree with what he did. It didn't work out. That's how a man covers the subject. He doesn't go, well, I said this and he didn't want to talk, and he like I pwned him. It's just like,
Certainly wouldn't
What an
just like
asshole,
turn the
dude.
camera on and be like,
yeah,
please feel
Like, literally,
sorry for me because this guy won't
this
have a
whole-
conversation with me after I said I wanted him to get shot.
He put too much
Yeah,
effort
these
into
last 3
putting
minutes-
this whole thing together.
yeah, all he could have said was, I tried to talk to him, couldn't get him on stream. It's all right. Da-da-da. If you even made this video, I wouldn't make this video because I'm not
No.
I'm not a douchebag, But if you're going to do it, you can say it without exposing people and like throwing somebody under the bus. You can just say, hey, da-da-da-da, and nobody knows who you're talking about unless they're really keyed in. But most viewers aren't going to understand what you're talking about, So it's so, and the fact that he even shows it on screen, he's such a.
He doesn't know how to deal
was
with
ju-
it. He's just putting this together. Like, he's trying to get us involved into seeing their little drama. Like, nobody's interested in seeing their private conversations like this. It's like, it's between you guys.
Right.
Yeah, this is what, if you were actually amongst people that actually cared about what they do and stuff, you'd get if this was in person and he pulled it and somebody pulled this shit, you would get a fat lip about 20 or 30 years ago. But that's why we have guys, Mr. Robes McGillicuddy here, reading back a DM in real time, talking shit. This is how far we've fallen. This is what somebody considers himself to be a man.
And
doesn't
guys,
know
out of
what he's doing.
curiosity, I did switch up my background lighting. Just let me know if it looks better or worse in chat compared to how it did before.
It looks fine.
Just a little comparison, because obviously the back's not as
Yeah,
well lit
sure.
now, but you can see my face a bit better. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
One.
Anything's
So
less
what's the
gay
deal?
than watching
Again, I
Aquaman.
don't want to press and make either of you uncomfortable or anything, but I'm
Yeah, I wouldn't want to make you guys uncomfortable or anything. I mean, I literally initiated all of this and carried it on, and we're at like number 7 straight of me fueling all of this. But I wouldn't want to make anyone uncomfortable to start anything. Guys, I don't want to start any drama. Just saying.
Yeah. Why is this important? Why do we want to know this?
This is for his own self gratification because he's a douchebag and a weakling, but not to hit it too on
Genuinely
the nose.
confused.
But yeah.
I'm fine with his videos about me being up. I didn't think he was the type of guy to let stuff like that bother him too much. Miscalculation on my part. Rules for thee, but not for me. I get to talk shit. You can't make content about this, Act Man. No. Only I get to. He doesn't believe it's about understanding the situation.
Nobody
So he's
said
not
that.
interested.
When did Az say that? Show some receipts, dude. I mean, actually, so no, sorry. Probably he'll pull something up like
He's
this. You know?
assuming this.
Yeah, I can't believe that this guy's like so stupid. I guess for lack of better words, like you threatened this guy, you talked shit about him on Twitter like a little girl, and now you're wondering why Az doesn't want to talk to you. It's like, how can you be so stupid?
Exactly. Doesn't make too much sense. Guys, in chat, does this guy seem a bit hypocritical to you guys? Seems that way to me.
I've asked him a decent bit in a lot of ways, just not meant to be. What does he think my intentions are? If it's a private call, I'm not going to record it to put him on blast or anything. That would be super scummy and make me look like a dick. What's the harm in a private conversation? Like I said, I've asked him about it.
What's the harm in a private conversation?
Not anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
What an
I just
asshole.
wanted to have a private conversation with Az. It's not like I was going to leak it or anything. I would never do that to anybody.
As he leaks a third party's conversation.
Exactly.
Like, look at this. There's a vein in my neck right now that is about ready to pop. I'm so pissed off. I hate people like this.
That's crazy.
Guys, listen. The truth is, I'm mega ultra gay, and Kevin G actually isn't real. He never existed. Yeah. I hate to say it.
That's
thanks for the
interesting.
$10, by the way.
Those are facts, though. Those are facts.
Money well spent. I
Money
felt
well
like the
spent.
lasso of truth
Thankfully,
was
the
wrapped
truth
around
was
Mr.
finally
Logan's.
admitted.
I'd prefer to stop varying messages. It's just not meant to be. This is where I left it off. Well, I guess the record will show who was willing to talk and who wasn't, who was willing to discuss things like men and who cowered away like a pussy. I appreciate the effort. Apologies again for putting you in this awkward position. So I'm kind of upset at this point. It's like I'm trying my best to talk to this guy, and I'm not saying Az didn't have valid reasons and feelings for why he didn't want to talk. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. We both moved.
By the way, that last comment is the whole entire damn reason he showed that entire chat, so he could show that last little burn, because he's such a unhappy little cretin in real life. He had to be like, yeah. I wish he'd meet Mahler in real life. Mahler is like, the name is apt. Let's put it that way. He's a giant dude. He's like 6'4" and over 200 pounds. He's huge.
Az, right?
Not both of them. I'd like to see him tag team him. I'd just take turns. Take that any way you want.
Well, wait. I'm expecting to see Mahler.
Oh, you could take that any way you want for sure.
No, I'm expecting.
I would love to see. I would love to see Ackman in the middle of a wobbly H. That would make me so happy.
I'm expecting to see Mahler with the gas mask like his avatar. That would be so epic.
I was gonna say you got basically 2/3. If you just got critical drinker in there, you'd have the whole island beating the shit out of this guy. It'd be great. You got a Welshman, you got a Brit, you just need a Northerner. So, but yeah, that I could smell it. That last comment, that's why he put it in there. If he didn't get a burn on him,
right?
And he misspelled words, so he was just shaking. He's like, "Oh, I'm totally owning this chat." It took him 30 minutes to send that reply. Like,
well, that last comment just came off as like cringe.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, he did it totally wrong. He shouldn't have done that, and he just doesn't know how to talk to people, I guess, or do this right. He doesn't know how to make this.
No, I really know what right way to do it. You shouldn't have made a video at all. He should have just.
He shouldn't have
on his bosses
right
and said,
I just think he got caught violating his, or not violating, just not sticking to any sort of principles. And he doesn't want to look stupid. That's all it is.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Epic fail.
Exactly.
One of the biggest problems I have with one of the things he was saying is he keeps saying that the pronoun thing was an option in Starfield, which it's not.
not.
It's not an option. It pops right up as soon as
You
the game
have to
starts.
choose a
You
pronoun.
have to choose a pronoun.
Yeah.
But even on that interview, the clip that you sent earlier, he's like, "Oh, the pronoun
Mhm.
option." It's like you don't even know what you're arguing about.
And it's pointless. It has no bearing on the rest of the game. It was some gender studies grad that put it in the game. It doesn't show up ever again. It's just there for virtue signaling.
The game doesn't even look appealing to me. The graphics suck. They remind me of an old PC game from Windows 98 or something, or an N64.
It really, it's like a CSI game, you know.
Yeah,
or they're just like they're like they're meat popsicles that just pop around. They have no emotion. They just talk.
I've seen.
Yeah, it just looks. Oh, go ahead.
No. I mean, I think I've seen worse, but some games like that are more fun than Starfield. This just looks so boring.
Oh yeah, No Man's Sky is looks amazing compared to this. I love that, you know.
Oh, No Man's Sky is really fun. Now,
yeah, I really want to. I have a yeah, and they owned up to it. They said, okay, we messed up, you know, which is more than you can say for this loser right here.
Who owned up to it?
Okay, guys,
studio.
let's
They fixed
finish
it.
this
They
guy.
got
Let's finish this guy off.
Move on. We don't have to talk. The problem I have now is that you are using me to farm content and
Oh my god, dude.
What? Once again,
Dude.
engagement. You are stoking the flames while at the same time avoiding any
Az
direct.
is stoking the flames, guys. Az started
Jeez.
all of this. Az carried all of this on. Az isn't the one making this video right now, I guess.
He just made a statement and
with
wanted
me.
to move on.
Like
You're
this
so
guy's mad
confident
about
that
throwing rocks at. This guy's mad about throwing rocks at a gorilla, and now the gorilla's angry.
And to be clear,
What an
this guy's
asshole.
the one who reached out to Mahler and Az. This is the guy who started all of these chats that he's now leaking. Like, this is all him. He initiated, carried through, and is doing all of this. He's fueling it. And then he's upset, I guess, and trying to blame it on Az. There's no logic behind it. It's like Ahsoka. It's like Dave Filoni wrote this dude, okay? That's all I can say.
I'm a disingenuous
Dave-
asshole grifter who only says whatever the most socially acceptable thing is.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what you are, just to be clear.
Then expose me for that.
Yeah, no, you just exposed
He
yourself,
exposed
bud.
himself.
You just exposed yourself.
Expose me for that on a live stream in front.
No, yeah, you just exposed yourself right here in front of
Yeah,
however.
no
How
one-
many people have seen
Nobody
this?
even needs to now.
1 million views. Yeah, you've exposed yourself pretty well there, mister.
Not everybody,
Yeah, but
where I
you're getting
can't
worse.
hide behind the magic of editing.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
can. You
Well,
put
it's safe
this
to
right
say-
out there. This is all
What
you.
the fuck?
No, even
What is
with the
what is
editing.
editing? What is editing? What is editing? Speak right.
Editing?
If you're gonna act like you're an intellectual superior to somebody, don't sound like you got a dick in your mouth.
I don't think he can do that.
Jeez.
Okay, guys, as fascinating as this retard is, Biden's about to speak, and
There we go.
so yeah, I actually don't care about this guy. I think we've seen all we need to see from him. He's disingenuous. He's a hypocrite. And he's pretty similar actually to this guy who we're about to bring up. His name's Joe Biden, and he's been making a fool out of our country for the last 4 years. Arguably longer, to be honest.
Oh boy. So it's going on. Okay. Oh look, Mike Johnson's there instead of Nasty Nancy.
Vodka tits, as we call them on this channel. Thank you very much.
You think Johnson will rip up the teeth?
Damn, that's loud.
I love how they put a tweet up. Or the truth, I guess.
And this is how democracy dies, with a roaring applause.
With thunderous applause.
Oh, those people are
Thunderous
fucking eggs in that room.
I just want to see some context. What's been just lots of clapping, lots of sales.
Yeah. The attack on me
All they're doing is clapping.
by the mountain bike has left me scarred.
So they must have gone around the protesters or used a tank with a big water spray to push them out of the way.
Yeah, they just found another road
Last
around.
like 30 minutes straight.
That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers in war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way. But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. Wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now, now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable. America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year. And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight.
Guys, I see you in chat. I see you. No one wants to listen to Joe Biden. I see our numbers dipping. I see what's happening. We're gonna bring up someone based as hell instead, okay? A statement that was just made about Creepy Joe by Donald Trump Jr. Biden looks like a reanimated corpse.
I saw that.
Kind of does.
Yeah, CC underneath. Biden is an animated corpse. That's it. That's it.
Is, yeah.
They have a tube fed into his skin to keep his skin alive, so he looks like he's young, you know. And then the
like that.
Yeah, and then I don't know. He probably has what do you call that bag that keeps liquefying his body, and is attached to him under his coat.
IV.
An IV.
Yeah, an IV. Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a few bags attached to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is where we get the term the T800 skin is we keep trying to keep Joe Biden alive, and then we figure out how to grow our own skin.
And they're drugging
AI,
him
because we have AI and we have a president that died like 3 years ago that we're keeping alive. So now we've made Arnold a real thing. The T800 is going to happen
because he's terminating our economy.
Skynet.
Well, I love buying 5 things at the grocery store and having to, take out a second mortgage. It's fun.
So we've been over the Ackman, his hypocrisy. We've been over Biden and his, I guess he's Palestine. I don't even know what's going on there. I honestly don't even care. If it's Biden, I just assume it's bad. If it's protesters who look like those protesters do, I just assume they're idiots. That's all I really need to know. But we do have one more subject for the night, the subject upon which this live was titled. And ABF, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because it is about you. So there's been some escalations with your trial.
So the armorer from the movie Rust was convicted by a jury as to being at fault. And that fault was so it's kind of interesting because these articles don't point out that she wasn't even on set when the actual gun was fired, but she was still responsible because I believe she holds an FFL, which is a federal firearm license, and she is solely responsible for those weapons when she's not actually there. And I think they should have been locked up in that like armored push cart basically. So I don't even think that people were allowed to touch those guns when she wasn't there. But I have no idea how long the prison sentence is. I don't know if they've said yet.
No, they haven't. She's been convicted. They haven't made sentencing though. Yeah, they're waiting on that. So
and Alec Baldwin isn't. He's not due his trial until July, I believe. So But in my opinion, all of this falling on the armor is going to take fault away from Alec Baldwin, who I believe is solely responsible for everything that happened. So,
for sure.
Well, you're connected to him. You're his finger. I would agree with you. Obviously, hey, but you don't miss. Hit 2 people with 1 bullet. So,
and I mean, by the time his trial, if it's like July, won't that have been like almost 2 years since he killed someone?
Might even be longer, but yeah.
I
think he was jamming things up for a long time.
So you still think Alec is responsible, or was he just unaware still that there was a bullet in the gun? He kept changing his story when he was interviewed and stuff. So I think he deserves some punishment.
Here's my fake 1911 Kimber. You can tell it's a Kimber because I wrote Kimber on it, right? If I hand this gun to you, what do you do if I tell you it's clear?
You're supposed to check it to be sure.
You're supposed to check it yourself. You don't take anyone's word for it. That's basic gun safety.
Yep.
So.
And are you familiar with how they? Well, I would assume, but you know how a blank is like what happens when you shake it compared to a regular bullet.
Well, it's not even that. You can tell by a blank being crimped on the end. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing I learned recently. Is that a blank will have particulates in it, so when you shake it, it'll go. It'll make sounds when you shake it, so that you can audibly like verify that there's nothing in there. Yeah, and I love listening to all of the other streams, but a lot of people got it wrong. They made it sound like Alec Baldwin. Even though most people would agree that he was culpable for a lot of this, he wasn't. It comes down to the person that has the gun. You're supposed to check it. They say that. There's people that are on movie sets. You're supposed to be the last line of defense. You're supposed to be there and be like, okay, are there blanks in this gun? Am I good to go?
Well,
but that's not even all of it. Yeah.
He was found to have had ammo inside the gun, on his ammo belt, in a pouch that was like attached to like some sort of like Western suspenders type of deal. And then there was also live ammo found in the ammo bag where the blanks are supposed to be. So there was just live ammo everywhere. So in 2 different places on his own body. So yeah.
Yeah, to say nothing of the fact that he discharged the gun in a time where they weren't even were they not even filming? Like it wasn't even for the shot. They were testing.
Yeah, they weren't even supposed to pull the trigger on that shot from what I understand. And I don't know if you've ever shot a blank before. It's almost louder than a real bullet. Can you imagine just lighting off a blank when no one's expecting it inside of that church where they were filming?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. There was some asshole back in the early 80s. I was like, oh, I'm going to pull the trigger with a blank and put it up against my head. It blew a piece of his skull into his head and died immediately.
Yeah.
Did he really do that?
There's still back pressure coming out of the
muzzle. Do you know who that was?
The gun.
Like, so. I have to look it up, but if you look it up, the guy was just like, oh, I'm goofing around. It was like 1982 or something. And he blew a piece of skull right into his brain and he died right there, like an idiot.
I mean, you remember when Kyle Rittenhouse blew that dude's bicep off? The same thing would have happened if that was a blank, because if there's enough gas coming out of the muzzle to rack the next round, it's going to do the same thing. So
that's what happened. That's kind of what happened to Brandon Lee. There was a piece of there was like a piece of shrapnel, or there was like a piece of junk in there, and it propelled that, or it was. No, okay. I think I remember what it was. I haven't been able to verify this, but apparently they loaded the blanks too much. So it caused the force of it to blow what was ever in the gun at a speed that killed him. It basically blew a piece of junk at the end of the gun that killed him because they're being cheap. So, but regardless, even if, think about this, guys. If you're going to be in a scene where you're shooting a gun, would you be behind the camera in the line of fire with that gun? You would want to shoot that off to the side to be safe, wouldn't you? Which goes the reason.
I would do a test before we use it.
True, but even then, even if you tested, you wouldn't want to put your director and your director of photography literally right in the line of fire. You'd want them to be off to the side to be the safest, which that's where I think Alec is caught. I think he's going to get caught with negligence because he fired. Literally, there's a picture of his finger on the gun, and he fired the gun. By the way, if the director of photography and the director were sitting in the line of fire to record that shot when you have all these remote, even if it was a wired remote, you could be off to the side. You set up the shot, you make sure it looks good, and get out of the way.
Well, there was three. There was three other, maybe it was two. It was 2 or 3 different times that Alec claimed that the gun just went off, but people were suspicious of that and saying that Alec Baldwin just loved fucking pulling the trigger on that revolver. So.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as legal culpability, like if they were lined up like that, they weren't there to shoot the shot. They were getting ready to frame the shot and get it ready. No, and if they didn't, he's still liable because he's the producer. He's running the whole entire show because if he let them be there, like he's totally screwed 10 times to Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. He was in charge of the show. He was the producer. He was the person with the finger on the trigger. That's why I named myself Alec Baldwin's finger. So,
because you don't miss.
He is famous for that one moment, and now it's a big meme.
I mean, he was already pretty famous. Now he's infamous.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's a good way. He's infamous.
And the dumbass decided to do interviews instead of being quiet. And if he had just been quiet, old Hannah would have taken the heat, and he probably would have got off scot-free.
Yeah.
But because he's such a narcissist and an asshole, like this is the position he put himself in. So.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people had all of this wrong at the first month, because I'm fairly positive that he paid some PR firm to just misdirect everybody, saying that it was a prop gun, it wasn't a real gun, and all these different things happening. But the simple fact of it was a real gun using blanks, and there wasn't blanks in it. So
even the blank can hurt you if it's that close to you.
It has to be within 6 inches of your skin to start just applying pressure to your body,
because it's letting out a small explosive air, and it can still be.
It's a concussive blast.
Right. So okay. Do you remember do you remember back in the 70s? I remember this episode of I Love Lucy. What's the husband's name? Used a prop gun, and then it just a sign came out and just said bang instead.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't do that anymore, huh?
No, that was mostly during the silent film era, wasn't it?
Ricardo, that was his name. No, it wasn't a silent, but I don't remember. But that was the first time I saw something like that, and it was supposed to be a gag, and well, now it's not funny anymore, huh?
So if you had to, if you had to place the blame, if you would, let's say there's 100% blame for the murder. How do you divvy that up? Would you say 50% to the gunsmith, 50% to Alec Baldwin, or how do you allocate those percentages?
I thought it would be. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I think that you can apply that to each person differently. So I think that the armor was at fault for not watching after her own weapons, right? But then I think that Alec Baldwin was 100% at fault for not clearing his own gun for a scene that didn't call for any blanks to be lit off at all.
And he fired it at a point where he was not supposed to fire it. Like I said, if the director and the director of photography, they would never be in the line of fire. That would be such an unbelievable risk for no reason. You benefit nothing from it. If you set up the shot and the camera is focused, it's a multiple $1,000 camera. It's not going to just fall out of focus like this thing I have. You know what I mean? It's just he's got.
They were just rehearsing. It was a rehearsal, is all that scene was. So
since Johnny is not familiar with the guy that blew his head out with a with a blank, the guy's name was John Eric Hexum. No, there's a guy in 1984, John Eric Hexum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, so if you go down to death, I'll be happy to read it. I mean, not happy, but that would be a bit macabre. But
yeah, I get it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So he had unloaded all but one blank round, spun it, and simulating Russian roulette, he put the revolver to his right temple, pulled the trigger, unaware of the danger. The explosive effect of the muzzle blast caused enough blunt force trauma to fracture a quarter-sized piece of his skull and propel it into his brain, causing massive hemorrhaging. He did not make it. Yeah.
That sucks.
So he survived 6 days, but it's just like that's what happens when you have people on set that aren't properly trained on how things work. I don't know if anybody was sued regarding this, but they should have been. Like, you should, if you have somebody that's ignorant to how a gun works, they shouldn't be holding one. And considering, and Alec knew that. Alec knew that, by the way. You could have a montage of like 10 minutes long of scenes where he's holding a gun, pointing it towards the camera.
And he's been making movies for years, and he's been in action movies where he uses a gun. He should have known this for a long time. And Hunt for Red October, he's literally got a shot where it's pointed right at the camera, like the muzzle of the gun is looking right at the camera. Whether or not it was loaded or it shot at all, or if they did like a flash cut, he should have been taught on it. Like, ignorance is not an excuse to ignore the law. He's totally screwed. He's totally screwed. Whether or not he'll actually serve any time, who knows? I mean, it's New Mexico. They're kind of like, But Alec, I was just saying, like, I don't know if you heard, but
no, I heard.
Yeah, you would agree. If you are ignorant to how to use a gun, you should not use one. You should not even be holding it. Yeah,
I don't think they should have hired that young lady to be she doesn't look like she's an expert on guns,
No, and guys, she has an OnlyFans too. Like, she's distracted and spending way more time on that than she is on gun safety.
No, I'm gonna push back on that. Some girls know about guns, and they just know them.
She was off getting banged for content when she should have been on set with the gun.
It wasn't even
She was off filming for her OF.
I honestly think that all of the fault has to do with just negligence and COVID protocols.
Yeah, well, she was a Nepo baby, right? Her dad did it.
Oh, yeah.
She's a Nepo baby. And the original armorer left because he's like, this is unsafe. I'm not doing this. So she got in because her daddy had a job, so she got a job. And, she was obviously, I think she showed up, I don't want to suppose things, but I'm trying to remember, but I think she was inebriated on set, and they were shooting guns, like they're using the prop guns to hit targets and stuff like Like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing more fun. Like, I remember shooting like 22s with a few beers in me. That's fun. But, who
does know how to use a gun? Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, if she was in charge, this never would have happened, okay? I'd feel safe if the world's guns were in Sydney Sweeney's hand, okay?
So
she does have it.
This isn't the exact model, but here's an old cowboy gun. This is like a new version of a cowboy gun. So on a regular revolver, normally the cylinder comes out, right? On these old guns, it's just this little flap right here, and you pull it halfway back, and you can freely spin it and look inside to see if they're chambered. So you have to do that 6 times to make sure there's nothing in there. And that's what Alec Baldwin should have done when handed an unfamiliar gun. So
just basic knowledge. Just check it before you use it. Test it if you have to, but
it's like not even a 5-minute spiel on how to do it. So
yeah, and it wasn't like you handed Mother Teresa the gun. You handed somebody that was in the Hunt for Red October from 30 years earlier, and many other, movies where he was handling a gun. He knows better, and it's literally on camera that he has handled a gun before. So once again, he should have just kept his mouth shut.
This was done so poorly. This was arranged so poorly. So both the armor and Alex should pay the consequences.
Yeah, I mean, look at someone like Keanu Reeves or even like Will Smith. All these people were put through actual weapons training before going into certain movies. I don't understand why they couldn't just do that for, I don't know, even half a day for Alec Baldwin.
I have no idea how they did it.
Yeah.
I just think it was.
And you know what? Alec's right. You would do that just to cover your ass legally.
Yeah.
Like just to do it, just to say like, well, we taught him. I mean, he's been shooting guns forever. I know he's a leftist.
So we are
but,
assuming we're assuming he didn't go through the training.
I think that his ego is that large. He doesn't believe that he has to do it.
Yeah, that could be.
I really do.
So he decided to save time, skip it, and let's just get on with this because time is money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a miserable old fuck, is what he is.
They're still gonna make the movie Rust, by the way. He's worked it out with the person that he shot, and his wife died. That they're gonna continue making the movie.
Yeah. I don't even know if I care for the movie anymore. Like
I don't know how anyone's gonna want to see it knowing all this. So
just make a document. Scrap that movie. Make a documentary behind the scenes, following the events of. Make it an Alec Baldwin movie. Okay, that's what we want to see.
No. It was the finger. It went off. Remember, Alec Baldwin's finger is the culprit.
Hey, it's well documented. Whether on camera or in courts, it's a documentary. And nobody wants to be part of it.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Just what an asshole. He's just like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and it's like literally there's like a guy without a husband. Oh, we got a guy without a husband. Sorry, I was thinking of LA. Guy without a wife. A guy without a wife and a kid without a mom, and he's just like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's like
kind of reminds you of Actman, because he's like, guys, I didn't do anything wrong. It's all Az. Az is doing all of this, guys. I just want to squash the beef on stream and get some engagement, get some content going. Az, someone should go shoot Az, okay, before I hurt someone. Just saying.
Yeah,
if you showed
that idiot can do it. Oh wait, never mind.
Oh jeez.
He's in the hospital.
You would get the same response if you showed Actman a gun as if you showed him a vagina. He'd be like, "What is that?" Oh, like he'd be disgusted by both.
Speaking of that, I saw the movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 by Michael Bay. The hitchhiker that they picked up pulled the gun in the same spot you just commented.
Yeah, Mo had a little Joe Biden moment when he was speaking.
Come on, man. Come on, Multi.
Come on, man. Speaking of, I went to vote and
I
was almost barred from voting for wearing this T-shirt I have here.
Yeah, you're not allowed to wear political stance shirts to the polling station.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if that was. They kept saying they were saying it's the law, and I wasn't barred. Yeah, well, I wore this. I was able to vote with this shirt on before, so I guess this is the new law now.
No, it's always been they didn't enforce it when you went last time.
Yes, I guess they didn't. Right, but then
yeah,
I had to turn it inside out.
I don't want to see all those by dawn shirts when I go to vote. So
okay, I almost thought it was personal. I almost thought it was personal. I thought it was because I'm a Trump supporter with the shirt on. They wouldn't let me, and I almost lost it. So no, I had to be clear. So I asked them to explain to me. So if it was any other candidate, then it's not just this shirt. So I don't.
You got to dress neutral when you go vote.
All right then. Well, I guess I got away with it one time, and like
now, if you had a Nikki Haley shirt, they would have just laughed at you like this asshole. All right,
He's just beaming.
Yeah, it'd be like seeing a unicorn and like somebody actually bought a shirt. It's amazing. Yeah.
No, I did wear this when I went to vote. It was the 2020.
Yeah.
Governors and all that stuff. Yeah.
To that end, if Johnny can't wear that, then fat lesbians can't have colored hair, because that's pretty much an advertisement for anything on the left. Thank you very much.
Johnny, will you be here to vote this year, or are you going to be in Japan?
I want to vote this year, so I'll make sure I will fly back home in November to vote for Trump for sure.
Can you just
Oh
do it like
wow,
an
that's
absentee ballot
expensive.
or
Just
something?
Yeah, I will.
Most
So
honorable.
You
I
could
guess
probably
I'll-
get an absentee ballot if you can prove you're going to be out of country.
I guess I'll mention. I mean, I'll mention the news. I got my plane tickets, so I'll be flying to Japan in April 3rd, and it'll be like 2.5 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're gonna basically you saw Johnny Somalia, and you're like, I want to be that guy. I want to piss off everybody and get kicked out of the country.
No.
You want to be like what's his name? What's the Flash's actor's name? Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller.
I don't
Are
know
you familiar
anything-
with Johnny Somalia, Johnny?
No,
I'm
I'm not familiar.
Oh,
I've
my
heard,
goodness.
I've
That's
heard
some good
stories
lore
about
right there.
how he was acting like a loony, streaming all over the place and causing a scene and disrupting a lot of the areas where people are trying to keep things quiet, like in the subway train. And I don't know what he was trying to be famous, but he was making a big.
Do you know what he said on the train? He
No.
said Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and he would just keep repeating it. He would go Hiroshima,
Oh.
Nagasaki. Yeah. So he got the absolute shit beat out of him by locals there. They were just like not having it. They don't have the same laws they do here. If you're gonna talk that much crap, if you're dishonorable, you catch hands, and the cops are like, meh.
Whatever. Yeah, I know their speech is limited compared to the U.S. Yeah, but
the hands aren't.
I guess
The hands are
they're
not
trying.
limited.
I guess they were really.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can also vote in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay.
That'd be awesome.
How cool would that be? That would be awesome.
Right?
I got to confirm with that then, because then I can save myself some money. But I still want to go to a Trump rally. I haven't been to one.
Dude,
And
if
there
they had
is-
a Japanese Trump rally.
I don't.
Dude, Japanese Trump rally. Let's make it happen, Johnny. You gotta,
yeah.
you gotta,
Well, okay. If that does, then first of all, there's this girl that has a YouTube channel who's a big Trump supporter. Her name is Yoko. Her channel is called Random Yoko, and every Saturday she does a Q&A stream, and she knows English. She's pretty cool, and I want to meet her. And if possible, I'd like to get her to come to a Trump rally in the U.S. That'd be awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what she looks like. I'm assuming.
Oh,
she's...
just go to her channel, Random Yoko 2, and just tune in every Saturday. She plays Call of Duty.
Yeah, Jess has made some content with her before. It seems like. Seems like they've had some scissor action.
We mentioned it on CobraCast. We told Jeremy there's this Japanese girl who's a big Trump fan, and we told her to subscribe to your channel, so he subscribed to her.
Nice.
That'd be cool. So I'm gonna be flying
Yeah,
to
Johnny, you're on our channel sometime.
Yeah. So I'm
So
going to be flying to
3,000.
Fukuoka, which is on the lower left area of Japan. I'm bringing my mom with me because I promised I'd take her someday. So we're going to check out Nagasaki from Fukuoka, and then we're going to be taking the bullet train to Tokyo. But we'll be making stops along the way, like at Hiroshima to Osaka and Kyoto, and Tokyo will be the last stop.
Nice.
Has anyone seen the Bullet Train movie? I really enjoyed it. It came out like 2 years ago, maybe.
I haven't.
I've only ever seen the one scene where it's like, no bitch, like where she has the clotting thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it looks really fun.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I definitely recommend it. Aaron
watched it.
Taylor
I thought it was
Johnson's
just
really good in
okay.
it.
Someday, yeah. So while
I'd
I'm
give it
there,
like a 7 out of 10. I really liked it.
someday I'll watch it then. So while I'm there, I'm gonna look for what kind of jobs I can do because I still want to live a year there so I can, my goal is still to get a girlfriend there. I really want a Japanese girl, and I'm gonna bring her with me. And but I have to, to win a girl over, you gotta spend a lot of time there. So I can't make this long distance if you can't get to know the person. So I have to be there. That I think it works more effectively that way. And I want to learn some Japanese.
How tall are you? I can't remember.
5'8".
All right, you might have a chance. They
Why?
like the tall white guys. They really do. I have a friend that he was born in Detroit, raised in Tokyo, and he was like, he kept trying to get me to come over. I had no money. I could barely travel to the next state over. So he's like, "Hey, you need to come to Tokyo." Japanese girls, like, they treat white men like unicorns. I'm not even trying to be. I'm not trying to be anything but anything. That's just how it is.
I mean, okay,
They love because they're so used to guys that like come up to here. That like if you have somebody that's like 6 feet tall, they're just or like if they're taller than 5'4", they're just like, you know,
It's an angel.
Yeah,
yes,
maybe, but I'm still,
double rainbow.
I'm still cautious because of some. Well, when I watch a YouTuber that reports on Japan, then they show a bunch of topics that society in Japan is struggling, and one of them is how Japanese girls can likely cheat on you, and I just want to be cautious. So, like when I was talking to my friend about this, he recommended that I pick up a gyaru, is what they're called. They're the fashionable Japanese girls that go over the top on fashions. They tan their skin so much, and they over accessorize with so much stuff, and they look so weird and silly, but they're like the most loyal people you'll find. Maybe, but I don't think I'm attracted to those kinds. I don't want to tell them to take all that off just because they like it, but I don't think I would be really into that, you know. The other one would be Christian Japanese girls. When I asked Dr. Steve Turley that in the super chat, and he says that traditional wives are becoming a thing now. That's yeah, that's option 2, but I don't think we'll be on a agreement on religion in that part. The third option would be a hikikomori, which means people who are isolated from society. They shut themselves in their room for many years because they don't like people or something, or they just are afraid to deal with pain, you know. And when you get to know them, they seem to be kind people. They're just very shy or afraid to mess up when they try to help people, you know. So they kind of put themselves down so much. They have low self-esteem, but I like to really try and help those people as best I can. I don't know what to do, but I like to find something in them. Maybe they would like what I like: video games and anime, and possibly traveling, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
the Micah says you're gonna score.
So maybe for a job I can teach English or be a tutor. And maybe a tutor sounds less stressful than being a teacher. I have no skills in teaching, you know. I have to learn verbs. My mom was telling me that the best lesson she got when she was learning English was learning vocabulary. And I would like to learn that when I learn Japanese, and that would be easier than trying to start forming sentences, because it's so hard. And I'm still memorizing stuff. I forgot.
Dude, you would want to be a tutor, because a teacher, man, they go 12 hours a day. Their schools are insane over there. Like a tutor would probably be much better. You get a micro apartment, you'll be money. So
I hope it's enough money for the housing, but also food and some other stuff I want. You know, I make good money where I am right now, but I don't want to stay there forever. But we'll see.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
good luck
it's
with that.
Good to chase your dreams. You know, don't stay in one place your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the girlfriend is supposed to be my main focus, but I'm not supposed to make that my focus. I have to like make luck on my side. So like the girl has to be interested in me, you know. So like,
yeah. Somebody that's been married for a very long time, do not focus on it. It will happen. If you focus on it, you're gonna don't look down the side too hard, otherwise you're gonna miss all the things around your target. So
yeah.
Yep. No, you'll be good, man. Just be you. Just be like, I stream with a VHS camcorder, and they'll be like, oh, dude, that's
someone who's never had a girlfriend in his life, but who has been in love before and hurt.
Hey,
and
that's how I was. Yeah, that's all right.
No skills either.
Just tell me you have a PVM. They'll marry you. Right? I'd marry you if I was.
Okay, mate. I'll just show them my collection. You know, I'll show them all the games I have, what I'm a fan of, what I want to show them, and see what they like. You know, maybe
so Johnny the Whiz Kid, real quick,
huh?
Just so people know what I'm talking about. PVM. They're like PVM. It's a security monitor essentially, but it's like top tier, best quality, best everything.
Yeah.
How much would that? Because most PVMs are very tiny. How much would that PVM be if you sold it online right now? It's like insanity, isn't it?
I bought it for $2,000, $2,100.
Damn.
Because they won't wear out. They're made to be security.
Right,
monitors.
right.
Yeah.
everything back then was analog. So here's the thing, okay? In the US, we didn't care about quality. We just wanted to see color. So the cheapest that we could ever get is composite. That's like level 2 for picture. Level 1 is RF, radio frequency, the kind you need to play Atari, you know? And and analog TVs had antennas. You remember those? No composites, you know.
Yes,
so,
I'm 43, Johnny.
I'm talking about everyone else who doesn't know them, so don't worry about it.
Nobody cared about me until I got a flat screen.
Anyway, the PVM.
Johnny, how old are you out of curiosity?
36.
Okay, so Mo.
I
guess
good
Mo
for
couldn't be your
36.
dad. He's 7 years older.
36, and that's why I'm still trying to get rid of the beard. You know, electrolysis. Anyway,
man.
Level 3 video format. Video. It was S video, and we still didn't have a TV that has that kind of input. But these things did use RGB, which is red, green, blue, and they are the top quality, like level 4 picture. It's more sharp and detailed and pristine. So yeah.
Is it BNC or is it SCART?
No, it's not. It has BNC.
Is it RCA? It does.
Yes,
okay.
It is RCA. Yeah. Okay,
right.
so it does has BNC. Yes.
Okay, we need to stream sometime, Johnny. Sorry, I'm like boring the chat right now, but like I totally am down with everything in your room right now. So sorry. Go ahead, Kaylin. I'm totally sidetracked because I nerded out with all your stuff there.
I'll nerd with you on this stuff. I just learned all stuff. Okay. Say
no, you guys are all good. I think so. We're gonna react to Prime Animation's trailer, and then we're gonna start wrapping things up for the night. Sound good?
Yeah, I want to bounce in like 5 or 10 minutes because I want to go check out Ivan Ortega's live stream before he bounces. He's in Japan.
Do you want to shout anything out for us then, so we don't like interrupt the trailer?
Huh?
Do you have like anything going on you want to promote or anything?
No, I've been so busy. My next week, a couple weeks are going to be busy for me. I'll be doing a lot of overtime, and I just got my computer updated, and I'm not sure if it's making a difference, but I wasn't able to stream before, and I'm trying to stream as much as I can before I go to Japan. But I don't know. I may be too busy to do more things, but I'm doing my best here.
Oh, you should totally IRL when you're in Japan. Seriously, dude, you're missing out.
Oh, get some vlogs going.
That'd be awesome,
yeah. And I'd watch those for sure. Some vlogs in Japan from someone I know. Yeah.
The thing of it is, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do a lot of social media well, and I'm slow. So I
just pull your phone out and just start recording stuff.
I will do that, yeah. But I mean, posting on social media, I don't know what to say. So I
just put up the raw footage. You got going raw. Like condoms, they're not even needed. You just go in raw and just see what happens.
You just say condoms? What?
You should. You know what you do? You just have a music player play Bakamite and just talk random bullshit, and the girls would just be falling all over you.
Okay, well, I will experiment. I'll do whatever. But go ahead and show this thing.
Yeah, Prime Animation. So you in the chat? I just want to I'm not gonna get copyright struck for this. I'm sure, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
A Transformers movie?
He's still in chat.
No, this is so guys. Prime Animations. He does like Transformers animations. I think this is supposed to be based after the Transformers Prime.
He's here.
Series. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Transformers Prime series personally compared to like some like G1, or like Cyberverse. But it's a solid series. It's got some really good character stuff for Starscream in it. And it's really cool to see someone out there like Prime Animations who is so passionate about it that he's gone out and he's creating this new stuff, this continuation of it. And that's what we love to see. That's what Rep is doing. That's what I've done with my books.
My son loves.
That's what Jesse's doing.
Prime.
So, oh, nice. So who knows? Maybe this might be his next favorite series.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, guys, this is on Prime Animations channel. So maybe go sub there. He's got 32K, which is pretty solid. So here is his trailer without any more further ado.
Oh, I love that noise. That lightning noise.
At a time when the universe was on the edge of peace, evil rises once again.
What in the Sam Hill is going on up there?
Sir, look up there! That's a Decepticon symbol.
Predacons attack! Outnumbered and outpowered, the Autobots fight against all odds to protect our world.
Autobots, we will defend our planet, no matter what.
Cons are still behind us.
They must not be allowed to escape again.
We're hit!
I am Galvatron.
Heralds of Unicron arise to spread chaos across the universe.
Destructicons, transform!
Preparing the way for the return of their leader.
Not as challenging as shooting down Autobots, but definitely just as fun.
Yeah, I've got better things to do tonight than die, Rodimus.
Combaticons, merge to form Bruticus!
Primus, help us all.
Yeah, guys, definitely go subscribe to Prime
Nice.
Animations.
Yeah,
The
awesome.
Transformers animation looks really good, as does like the voice acting, and the music is really good. The humans are definitely given uncanny valley vibes though, but humans has never like been my favorite. I definitely don't watch Transformers for the humans, so that doesn't matter as much. But I really like the music. It's definitely on point.
Yeah, no, it's definitely got the feel. It definitely is capturing the Transformers vibe feel. It's good.
Where's Starscream
always
though? I
like
didn't
that.
see him. I didn't see. What's up with that, Prime Animations?
Yeah, see that.
Where's my Starscream? He'd better be in it. Okay.
Someone's
Better
telling
be
me to
it.
clap them cheeks in Japan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Prime Animations. That's awesome though. Like I've a huge amount. One thing that really I always respect is someone who actually like goes and creates something new instead of just like talking about or critiquing stuff. Because it is good and it is cool to critique stuff. That's what we do. But like something that really fuels me is writing my books. And it is really awesome to see like you go out there like I'm passionate about Transformers and so obviously are you, and you actually turn that into something, which is pretty awesome. Oh, his Starscream is there at some point. Starscream is right behind you. Oh yeah, guys, Starscream is right behind me.
I thought he was
Anyone-
way bigger than that.
Coronation Starscream. No, he's a solid 7 inches, I think. So he's not quite as long as I am, but he is long enough to get the job done.
I have to get into Transformers. I'm gonna be so busy. I'm taking all that overtime for all the money, so like anything for money, just
Anything for money.
100%.
You
I'm a
sound
Starscream
like
simp
Eggman.
all day.
yeah.
I'm a
It is,
Starscream
it is,
simp all
it
day.
is tiring and stressful. So I will definitely be enjoying my break. It was hard to get 2 weeks approved. They would only let me have 1 week, so I had to call the union to help me with this. So he's doing me a favor, and now I'm allowed 2 weeks. It's still barely enough to do a lot of things, but it's better than nothing. So we'll try to do as much as we can.
But yeah, Prime, definitely hop in the Discord. We'll drop a link maybe, but we'd love to have you on some Thursday. Because I could talk about Transformers like forever. It's something I'm hugely passionate about.
Oh my
Wayfarer loves
goodness.
G1. G1 is my favorite Transformers series. Okay, nothing. I do like a lot of the series, but none of them can come close to G1 for me. It's so good, and it's been it's.
I was gonna say, Kaylin and I, and a few other people were in like debating for like way into the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
There's a Transformers series called Wild Beasts. No,
G1 is the goat. G1 is the goat. It's Beast
I'll
Wars.
have to show you this video on Discord.
Nagan, I'll drop the Discord link for. Oh, you just did. Thank you. Yeah, fam, join the Discord. We talk a ton on there. Got
Alright,
like
then.
50 people now. That's wild, guys.
I will be bouncing right now. I want to join Ivan's stream before he goes away. I want to tell him that I'm coming over also.
Well, hey, Johnny, if I don't get to speak to you beforehand, I would love to do a nerd stream with you. By the way, I have nerdy things that I want to compare. I want to do I want to do a bragging rights with you. But if I don't, safe travels to Japan, and I know
Clap those cheeks, man. Go for it.
I know the
Clap those cheeks.
Don't overthink the path. Just enjoy the journey. All right.
Of course. Don't make the girl the focus. she'll come to me. Just focus
she'll
on the
come
work.
all right,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
besides the point. So, but
All right, I'll
anyways,
see you,
yeah,
Johnny.
just enjoy it, man. Yeah, have a
I'll
good
do
one,
my
man.
best, yes. But I don't leave until April 3rd, so just hit me a personal message on Discord, and we can plan something.
Oh, we'll do something. Absolutely,
All right,
I would
then.
love to. Have a good one, man.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a good night, Johnny.
Thanks for having me on, and nice talking to you, chat.
Oh, guys, Dylan says, "Hey, I've heard about this podcast from Beardo and D-Day Cobra. Has Beardo talked about us?" That's.
What?
I mean, we obviously
Really?
have the whole disassociation thing with.
I think he's
Jeremy.
bullshitting, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
too.
Dylan, what has Beardo said about us? You should definitely check out my disassociation video.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that with Jeremy, but yeah.
So
yeah, that was a cool trailer.
So I gotta
Oh yeah,
ask
talking
Prime
about G1 is a blast.
Oh,
Go
it
ahead.
was so much fun.
Mhm.
I want to ask Prime Animations, is he still looking for voice actors? Because I wanted to.
Show him your Optimus impression.
Okay, I'll try. This is not a good mic. I'll do. I am Optimus Prime. You know, Autobots roll out.
You know, get you a $1,000 microphone. I think you've got it.
Oh, I do. Yeah, me too. It's only from Vocal Fry and yelling at my son for all these years.
Oh,
so.
yes. There we go. No, Prime. I would actually love to do Starscream someday. I just need to actually buy a good microphone.
Yeah, Kaylin's voice sounds like Starscream.
If he brings up Kevin G again, I'll just pay for him to get that job so we don't have to listen to it anymore. So
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think of this, but okay.
Probably work in Japan.
He's got a slew of new characters. Guys, the whole thing about I think that's awesome that Johnny's going out and expanding. I just if you I wouldn't guys, for anyone in chat, anyone, who's being influenced by anything we're saying, you don't go to Japan looking for a girl, okay? America's a huge country. Okay.
you don't
Just
go anywhere
outside.
looking for a girl because you won't find
Especially
a girl.
not another country.
You go out
okay?
of your house. That's how you find a
Yeah.
girl.
Okay. You don't need if you need to move to Japan to find a girl, it's not really gonna help you, to be honest. Okay. Unless you're finding a different type of girl, which then you need money, and that's not the relationship you should be looking for. Okay. To be honest. Oh yeah, guys, Jess is here. She's open. She's a virgin. So dive in, folks. Dive right in.
Oh, Kaylin.
But yeah,
Kaylin
I
going
don't know
full
if she put
axe
herself
man
out
up
there.
in this piece. Yeah.
Not Kaylin,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
in
Is
here.
Jay not good enough for you, Jessica? Are you doing some of that Japan stuff? The cheating? Yikes. All right, folks. So, I mean, we've been over the whole Ackerman situation. We've been over Alec Baldwin's trial, and we dipped into a little of Dementia Joe. So that's pretty much all the topics I had planned for tonight. Is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss before we wrap things up?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I think we covered most of it. It was nice talking to Luke earlier tonight and picking his brain and seeing his art. And I think the fellowship is strong and healthy at this moment between fighting back against Sweet Baby Inc. and all the rest of the nonsense. So that's all I got to say.
One thing I wanted to add was go check out Az's video regarding Actman, because there's a lot of information there. It's like a 40-minute video, but
48 minutes. Yeah, it's a slow burn, but it's a good burn.
It's long, but it's a good video because everything's explained perfectly in it. So
Yeah, I definitely recommend it because, again, it's hilarious. Oh, this guy's he's contradicting himself every second in this video, and then his tweets. It's a funny situation. It sucks that it exists though, but it's something to cover. But yeah, guys, listen. So, for anyone who's new here, like Dylan, we're live every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the 199 podcast. Next week will be episode 6, and who do we have for episode 6? I forgot. We've got Left Eye Ego coming on for episode 7. I know.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
And then we've got Wicked Virtue for episode 8. Hopefully, it looks like. If Martin can work his
that's
magic.
pretty
That
awesome.
would be crazy.
Yeah,
we had Jay on last week. All right, so this Saturday we've got episode 3 of Masters Unite, our history stream. So that'll be me and Multi and Yo Pops and maybe Jess as well. So definitely tune in for that. And I actually just went out today and bought 1 TB worth of storage data. So now me and Alec can start streaming Helldivers. probably with Shaka Zulu. So look out for that on the channel sometime soon. I'll definitely be streaming Helldivers 2 tomorrow. Hopefully Alec will be on as well. But that's what's happening. You all got my books. Now you can all strap in links, subscribe to the channel, like the stuff, send super hats. Mo, you got anything going on to shout out?
No. If you're going to be on tomorrow, I'd love to help spread democracy along with you.
Oh yeah, you got the game too, guys. Tomorrow, me, ABF, and Mo, Helldivers 2. What time are we thinking? Can you put a time out there for the people?
I don't know. Just
4 p.m. Eastern, folks, or earlier or later.
4 p.m.
We'll be
Eastern.
on.
I love it. That sounds
Coming
amazing.
out.
So
ABF will be sharing his screen because my personal hotspot Wi-Fi it's not up to par. But ABF stuff will look like quality. All right, Mo also has his channel. You want to say something about that?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, so every Sunday we do Reluctant Rebel, which is a political channel where we attack 3 different topics and we talk about them in a short form method. And as far as my main channel, I plan on releasing something regarding the gaming industry within the next week or so. It's my first full-length video, so bear with me. But if you would subscribe to my channel, I would very much appreciate it. That would be at Mo Zamboni, and my political channel is at Reluctant Rebel.
Nice.
Thank you.
And Alec Baldwin, what's up? Besides, I mean, we know you're in a tough situation with the whole legal stuff, but at least most of the blame is being shifted away from you and onto the OnlyFans gunsmith girl. So.
Well, my lawyer says I can't talk too much about it, but I'm gonna be going out filming some machine gun stuff tomorrow. I was gonna do it yesterday, but it was raining out. So, but you can follow me on Twitter at MG Booty Clap.
Clap them cheeks. Naganal, what's up?
Oh, not much. I might end up making more videos someday, but
Kevin
probably
G.
not. We'll see. You can follow me at Nagernal everywhere and here.
Go for it, folks. All right, guys, this has been episode 5 of the 199 podcast. Tune in next week, subscribe to the channel, do all the things, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you, folks. Hail.
Peace.